On day 1, I spawned in as a baby elemental dinosaur, sitting high up inside of my beautiful dinosaur valley. I looked around and noticed 5 other eggs that were surrounding me, each representing an element. Whoa, are these my brothers and sisters? Small meteors then suddenly appeared in the sky and started to shoot down on all of my dinosaurs.
Ah, what's going on?
My home was quickly being destroyed, followed by a large crash. Now, in the center of my once beautiful home was a large meteorite volcano. And emerging out of it was a meteor army.
Landing successful. Soon we shall rain down our largest meteor yet from the skies. Once that is done, this entire planet will be nothing but a lifeless rock.
No! I watched as the meteor men began to swarm my home, killing all of the innocent creatures inside of it and turning my old valley into a battlefield. One of the small meteors then crashed right onto my nest. All of my siblings' eggs went flying outward into the sky. My family! I fell down to the ground, injured and not sure where to go. But thankfully, my mother dinosaur found me.
Bozo, my elemental boy, we must leave now if we want to survive.
On day 2, I was running with my mother throughout the neighboring forest, scared out of my life. There were meteors crashing down from above us.
Stay right next to me.
I watched as other dinosaurs got hit and all were killed by the flying rocks, followed by more magma men spreading throughout the area. Just then, a very large meteor dropped right in front of the 2 of us, with the main magma leader standing on top.
An elemental one? Interesting that you are trying to escape. Did you not hear me? There will be no survivors once my men are done here.
Listen to me now. You must unite with the rest of your elemental siblings. Only they can help you master your abilities. You must stop all of this together.
My mom then rushed in to fight against their leader. She did everything she could to hold him off, but I can clearly tell he was an expert with his powers and fighting abilities. He slammed down heavy meteor slams into the ground, and my mom was looking weaker by the second. I knew I had to run, so I tried, but quickly ran into fire.
Your water, my boy. Use it.
I listened to her and concentrated, allowing me to shoot out little bursts of water. Whoa, I have elemental powers. I was able to create an opening for both of us to leave. But when I turned back, I saw that the leader fully killed my mom. No! I started to run away as fast as I could, knowing I had to find the other elemental eggs. I reached a safe clearing inside of a cave and thought I was okay, but a shadowy figure emerged out, and standing there was a caveman. Ah! On day 3, I panicked and started to run away, but quickly realized the caveman was scared too.
What you doing at home?
I'm sorry,
No more words. Leave.
The small caveman then started to walk further inside of his cave home. Hey, I can't just leave. I'll get spotted. I chased after him throughout his home, but just like mine, it was destroyed.
My family gone, killed by Gideon and his magma men.
Gideon. So that's who their leader is. Look, there may be a way I can stop them using my elements, and I'll need all the help I can get. Before the caveman could respond, we heard rocks moving around in a nearby room, followed by magma men emerging out.
That's the elemental dinosaur. Get him before it's too late.
Oh no, we need to go.
Follow me.
The caveman led me to a room that held a very dangerous cave-side parkour. Here goes nothing. The 2 of us began to partake in jump after jump, while the magma people shot fire at us from behind. Come on, just a little closer. With the one final jump, we were able to make it on the other side. Yes, we did it.
Whoa, so you're elemental. You really are special.
All I want is to take down those men. And in order to do that,
We do. Together. My name, Oog.
Nice to meet you. I'm Fozo. From there, the 2 of us began to walk onto a sandy beach, and sitting far off on the other end of it was the the Earth dinosaur egg. On day 4, I made my way over towards the Earth egg. I'm so glad I found you. As I got closer, I then realized that there were other eggs surrounding it. Okay, but why? I slowly went to pick it up, but when I got too close, the entire ground beneath me began to shake. In one large sandy explosion, out emerged a very large prehistoric turtle.
Stay away from my children!
The turtle began to attack at me. Ah! Stop! He had very powerful slams and would even spin very fast to shoot out coconuts at me. Knock it off! I tried my best, but there was only so much I could do with my minuted elemental powers. With one final hit, I was knocked right next to the Earth egg.
Wait a second, that egg, it's not mine.
Yeah, it's my sibling.
My apologies. I've been on edge since that meteor crashed down. Everyone is in danger.
I know, and my mom is gone because of it.
That Gideon is pure evil, and words spread that this is just the beginning. Go ahead, take the egg.
I listened and picked it up. Once I did, something strange began to happen. I grew larger in size, gained 5 more hearts, and now had fully mastered the earth element within me. Whoa, I get stronger when I find these eggs?
If so, it's important you find the others.
Agreed. But first, we need a safe place to keep them.
I know just the place.
On day 5, the turtle brought Oog and I over to a secret passageway, which led us straight to a hidden valley. Whoa!
This is where I come for moments of peace. It's the most hidden place in the forest.
Thanks for showing us this. Oog and I went to work. I went out and got enough materials to make myself a set of stone tools. I was able to make my very own dinosaur-themed home. Perfect! I looked over and noticed Oog made himself his own little cave to sleep in as well.
I can't wait to avenge my family and show everyone that even cavemen can be strong like dinosaurs.
I then went and built up a nice little nest platform for the Earth egg. But once I placed it down, the egg started to crack, and a large burst out poofed a little Earth dinosaur. Whoa, brother! My little Earth brother then used a special ability, shooting himself high up in the sky. Wait, I have Earth powers too. I used my newfound powers to help bring me up to the top with him. This is amazing. Since we were so high up in the sky, I was able to see a monkey. He was running away in the nearby forest from a couple of the magma men. Help! Oh no, I'll be right there. On day 6, I ran through the forest until I reached an opening. The same monkey was there, but he was now cornered by the magma beasts.
I can't have you spreading what you know.
No, back off.
The elemental dinosaur, Gideon, will be pleased with your capture.
The magma beast started to charge, and I knew I had to think fast. I had an idea and summoned walls of earth from below me, totally trapping the magma men. Take that!
It let us out.
Whoa, thanks, T-Rex. Those guys wanted me dead.
Why? You're just a monkey.
Watch it. I'm also an archaeologist. My name is Arnie, and I know a lot about what these meteor people are planning.
Wait, you do?
Yep. Follow me!
I followed Arnie until we made our way back to Gideon's main magma volcano. And standing there at the entrance was Gideon himself.
My people, Phase 1 is now officially finished. It is now time to start Phase 2, which will require lots more power. But in the end, when that final meteor lands, it will be worth it.
Final meteor?
If you thought those other meteors they fire are large, the one they plan to rain down onto this planet will wipe out every single species within a single hit.
That's not good.
There is one dinosaur that I'm worried about. One that yields the elements. Go out and make sure he is brought back to me. alive.
Oh no, I need to find the next elemental egg.
Wait, I think I saw an egg like that recently. Follow me.
I followed the monkey until we reached a crash site. Everything looked destroyed.
Wait, no. The egg, it was right here. Hold on, let me check.
The monkey used a special type of magnifying glass, making a trail suddenly appear before us. Whoa.
Bingo. This trail right here should lead you right to that egg.
On day 8, Arnie and I followed the tracks until we found ourselves inside a large civilization that was hidden away from the rest of the forest. Whoa! I looked around and saw lots of different dinosaurs looking sadder than ever, all because their homes had been destroyed.
Look!
Far off on the other end of the hideout lied the fire egg. There it is. We both went over in excitement, and once I was about to collect the egg, a fire pterodactyl flapped his wings and flew down in between us.
You must be runaways too.
No, we're here to get that egg.
This, I'm protecting it, just like every other dinosaur that came here, searching for a safe hideout. But if you really want it, I guess you can do something for me to earn it.
The fire pterodactyl led me down in his empire to some sort of core room. In the center of it lied a fire orb, but it looked like it was burning out.
This core, it used to keep this entire place running, but with the increase in dinosaurs, it's harder than ever to keep the flame alive. Go out and retrieve the never-ending flame for me. Then I shall give you the egg.
On days 9 to 10, I went out searching for the never-ending flame. The pterodactyl said it would be here, but where? I then realized that I was standing over loose gravel. Oh no! I landed deep inside of a huge fire cave. But after a second glance, I soon noticed that I was surrounded by a bunch of fire spiders?
We are the fire spiders! What are you doing here?
I am...
Zipping! On second thought, I shall take you to our leader!
The spiders brought me deep into their fire throne room, and sitting there was a much larger and oddly cute fire spider.
I'm assuming you're here for our never-ending flame, aren't you?
Yeah, but for a good cause.
I know of Gideon and the troubles he's causing this world. However, us spiders believe in praise. If you want our sacred flame, then you're going to have to earn it.
On days 11 to 12, the spiders brought me over to a large underground fire arena, and crawling up to their throne was the lead spider.
Welcome to the annual Fire Spider Build-Off!
The what?
In this competition, both teams will compete to build the best statue of me! Whichever statue looks the best will be deemed victorious!
The crowd started to cheer, and I looked over to see that my opponent was a small group of spiders. Hey, wait! There's multiple of them!
Begin!
The opponents quickly started to swarm around their build. They worked so fast together. I went as fast as I could, trying to build up my statue, but I was falling behind. Wait, I have an idea. I used my earth element to quickly make pillars that allowed me to build even faster. And done.
Wow, that looks just like me. You win. You win.
You gotta be kidding me! This sucks!
Yes! With my victory, the lead spider led me into a room, and inside, hanging on a gigantic web, was the never-ending flame. I went and picked it up. Perfect! On days 13 to 14, I brought the never-ending flame to the fire pterodactyl.
Amazing! Give it here and stand back.
I did as he said, and watched as the pterodactyl focused so much of his energy into it, and it started to blast the core in the center of the room. The core then began to transform and was now fully ignited. Awesome!
Thank you. You may now take the egg.
I ran over and happily grabbed my fire sibling's egg. This caused the fire element within me to well up and grow in power. I gained 5 more hearts and now had mastery over my fire element. Sweet!
Hopefully with this, you can stop Gideon. He is truly hurting all of us. I don't know how many more dinosaurs I can keep safe here.
You know, I think I have an idea. On days 15 to 16, I decided to help the pterodactyl by bringing some of the dinosaurs back to my hideout. With Arnie, of course. I wasted no time gathering materials and building up a house for all of their liking.
Thank you so much.
No problem. I then went over and built Arnie his very own research site for all of his archaeology needs.
Wow, thanks, Fozo. You know, if you ever see meteors lying around, grab me a sample and I'll see if I can make you something with it.
Yeah, I'll be on the lookout. I then went over to place down my fire sibling's egg next to where I put the others. When I did, it hatched and a baby fire dinosaur came out. My brother! My sibling spouted out a beam of flames, and it was so powerful that I, out of pure instinct, did too. Whoa, my fire element really did upgrade. With the increase of animals, I went out of the base to gather some food when, out of nowhere, I was hit by a strong magma power. Ah! The attack hit me so hard that I felt weak. I began to pass out. On days 17 to 18, I woke up in a cell that was holding me above a pool of lava. What's going on? I then looked up. The sea standing in the center of the room was Gideon.
I must say, I'm actually a little impressed. The elemental dinosaur. You've tried so hard to unite all the elements and put an end to my plans. But that all stops today.
You killed my mother! You've been hurting all of the dinosaurs for no good reason! Why?
Silence!
Gideon slammed the ground, and I felt the impact all the way from my cage.
The Meteor Men and I have never had a planet to call home. So why should you? I'll make sure that you don't when I'm done here.
He then slammed his hammer down again, and this time the blow was so strong that it shattered the bottom of my cage. Wait, I'm not taking any damage? My fire element, I'm lava proof.
No, impossible!
I used this moment to swim down and away from Gideon through the lava. On days 19 to 21, I surfaced in a pool of lava outside of his empire. That was close. Just then, I heard voices approaching.
Go! Search every exit now!
Oh no, I gotta go. I started to run away, and as I ran into Ook. What are you doing here?
Oog, happy you alive. I came to tell you. I think I know where Water Egg is.
You do? Lead the way. It took a bit of time, but Oog eventually brought me to a tropical beach, with some strange pillars rising out of the sand. What in the world could these things do? Suddenly, water began to flood in, surrounding us, and a terrifying water monster emerged from within. Wait! The monster didn't slow down at all and began attacking Oog and I. I knew we had to fight back. Oog went in swinging as hard as he could, and I tried to use my newly upgraded fire element to shoot directly at its head. Because of this, the monster began to transform down into a much smaller water person.
Wait a second. You're not Magma Man. Apologies, my vision gets a little blurry in my rage state.
We are here looking for the water egg. Do you know where it is?
Why, yes. I know exactly where it is. You'll just have to come to Atlantis with me.
Wait, what? She then walked to the center of our platform and performed a ritual, causing a burst of blue light. The ground began to shake, and in a huge blast, emerged the city of Atlantis. On days 22 to 26, we were roaming through the lost city with fish people swimming all around us. Ugh.
stupid air breathers.
Rude. We continued on until we finally reached a grand throne room where a much larger fish king resided.
Visitors, for what reason do you disturb the king of Atlantis?
We are here searching for a water egg.
Do you mean my future pet?
The Fish King looked over to the side of his throne, and there it was.
I've taken quite a liking to it already. So no, you may not have it.
I'm not taking no for an answer. I need these eggs to stop Gideon. The king then floated forward in aggression.
How dare you talk to a king like that? I know of Gideon and his plans for the land, but that is a problem for you air breathers.
Suddenly, a whirlpool of water spun around me, and I was teleported into an Atlantean fishing area.
You will now pay for your disrespect.
On days 27 to 29, I began a fight with the Fish King of Atlantis. He swam up through the air and would throw down attacks from above. I used my fire element to try and burn him down, but he just kept fighting. Why are you doing this?
I only care about what happens to my people, nothing else.
As the king pushed off of me, I was brought down to a low number of hearts. No, this can't be it. He was about to deliver his final hit when we both looked out, only to see magma men storming his kingdom.
Ruin the city, men!
They ran throughout the area, destroying and killing anyone in their path. No, we have to stop them. I ran in the city, facing off with the magma people. I thought I was done for fighting alone, but just then,
stay back!
The two of us began to attack together. We all fought as hard as we could, and with our combined strength, we were able to take them down. The king looked out into his city and saw the destruction they all had made.
These people, they hurt my home, just like yours. You were right. Even in the oceans, we are not safe. We all have to work on stopping him together.
On days 30 to 32, we went back to the throne room, and the Fish King presented me with my water sibling's egg. I grabbed it, and because of this, I felt the element of water flow throughout me. I gained 5 more hearts, and now had mastered the water element.
Fish, you will accompany the elemental dinosaur on his journey and make sure he is on the right path to stop Gideon. That is a direct order from your king.
Yes, my king. I've got my eyes on you.
We started to head back to my base, but as we were leaving Atlantis, we came across a crashed meteor. This is perfect for Arnie. I went over and collected a couple of pieces. Hopefully with this, he can make something good. On days 33 to 35, we made our way all the way back to base safely. I collected enough material from Atlantis that I was able to build him up a nice aquatic home in our lake.
Oh, yep. This will do just fine.
I then ran over to my other siblings and placed down the water egg. And there she was, my baby sister.
Fozo, I heard you had some samples for me.
Yes, I do. Here you go.
Amazing! I will start analyzing these immediately.
Arnie very quickly picked up the samplings and ran off to do his research. I turned around to see that the water dinosaur was nowhere to be seen. But on the ground, leading away from where she was standing, was a trail of water. What the? I followed it along with Ook all the way to where my sister stood, looking out over a large magma outpost. And there, towering over an army of magma men, was Gideon. On days 36 to 38, Ook and I started to sneak into the outpost, being as quiet as we could. We need to know what they're planning. We finally found a hiding spot to watch as Gideon addressed his army.
Good work, my magma men. You have secured for me just what I asked. The lightning compass. And while you've been busy, so have I.
As he shouted out, he slammed down his weapon, which caused him to grow in size. That is not Good.
Bozo, they have lightning compass.
Which probably leads to the lightning egg.
Now, build the beacons, my magma men! Once they are complete, we will reduce this planet to rubble!
Beacons? What is he planning? We gotta find that compass. Oog and I snuck around the outpost until I finally saw it. Look, up there! At the top of the tall tower lied the lightning compass. But spiraling up inside of it were tons of platforms. Okay, keep guard. Here goes nothing. I began to parkour up the tower, but after a few jumps, I heard a click from under my feet. What the? Suddenly, rising from the floor at the bottom of the tower was a large fire creature directly in front of Oog. Oh no. On days 39 to 41, Oog was face to face with the fire creature while I was trying my best to climb up the tower. A magical barrier blocked my path, and the creature wasted no time to begin to attack. I gotta hurry. I was jumping as fast as I could, while Oog was getting overwhelmed. The creature's attacks were just too much for him. Oog just kept getting launched back, hit after hit.
Ah!
Oh no. Oog! Just when I thought the fire creature was going to land a final blow, I saw him begin to grow. He was now a much stronger adult caveman. Whoa! They continued to fight, but this time, the fire creature's attacks were barely even scratching him. I finally made it to the top of the tower and collected the lightning compass, just in time to see Oog take down the creature. Whoa! You're so much stronger now.
Oh yeah, I did it!
Yeah, you did. On days 42 to 44, we made it out of the outpost and separated as I began to follow the lightning compass. I knew I had to continue onwards, but before long, I stumbled across a desert dinosaur village. It was full of armored ankylosaurus, but something felt off. Please don't hurt us. What? No, I'm not here to hurt you. I looked around at all of the other dinosaurs, and they all looked so tired and weak. What happened to you all? Our village has not gotten water in days. As I looked around, I saw every watering hole was dried up. Oh no. Why? Follow me. On days 45 to 47, the Ankylosaurus led me to a rocky monument just outside of the village.
A pharaoh lives in these lands who would regularly bless our village with rain, but recently he has stopped.
That's awful. I need to help you guys. I walked onto the monument and had an idea. I concentrated all of my power on my water element and unleashed a geyser of water that shot up into the sky. Come on. Come on! Clouds darkened above the dry desert, and it began to rain. I looked over into the village, and its watering holes filled up rapidly. I did it! What's going on? The storm clouds above started to unleash multiple bolts of lightning down onto a desert temple. What is that? I then looked down at the lightning compass, and its dial was pointing directly towards the temple. Well, I guess I know where to go next. On days 48 to 50, I made my way towards the temple, and as I got closer to the entrance, I heard more cries from someone inside.
Where could it be?
I continued inside, reaching a chamber where I saw the lightning egg. But sitting on a throne beyond was a pharaoh?
I am in grief, visitor. Leave me at once!
The pharaoh stood and began to walk towards me, weapon ready. No, wait, I came here because...
I said leave!
He rushed in out of anger, shooting out powerful lightning attacks. I had no choice but to fight back, but I could tell he was in pain. The pharaoh would use his weapon to summon pillars that would attack me and push me back. Ah!
Go away! My son is lost! I have no time for this!
So that's why you aren't bringing rain to the dinosaur village. You've been looking for your son?
I have no idea where he went. All I want is for him to be safe.
All right, Pharaoh, how about a deal? I'll find your son if you give me the lightning egg in return.
I agree to your terms, visitor.
On days 51 to 53, I went out and searched the desert for any sign of the pharaoh's son until I saw a huge magma maze. The lava from it was slowly seeping outwards and towards the desert. Could he be in here? I ran into the maze without a second thought, jumping through obstacles and searching my best. As I continued on, I spotted a powerful looking magma minotaur.
Where are you, you little pharaoh?
So, he is here. I gotta find him first, but I can't be spotted. I kept going through every part of the maze when I noticed that a part of the wall was cracked. Using my earth element, I forced the crack to open wider, revealing the younger pharaoh. Hey, don't worry. I'm here to get you out.
Oh my, I was just exploring when this maze just landed on top of me like a meteor. Now that scary magma minotaur is trying to kill me.
That will not happen on my watch. On days 54 to 56, we were running as fast as we could out of the magma maze. We need to find the exit. Come on, this way. We entered what looked like the maze's center room. Just then, the powerful magma minotaur came around the corner and saw us.
Aha! There you are, little fella. And you, the elemental dinosaur.
You know about me?
Oh, yes. Gideon has sent a countless number of his magma army in search of you.
Well, here I am. I tried to blast the minotaur with my fire element, but he just ran right through it, towards me. We began to fight as he would pummel me with his giant fists to attack. He was incredibly strong, and when he hit me, I lost so many of my hearts.
More of my magma kind are being spread around the world as we speak. Each meteor brings us closer and closer.
The Minotaur did everything he could to try and take me down, but I wasn't going to give up. I unleashed a torrent of my water element, dealing a massive blow, fatally knocking him back.
Gideon's plans are already in motion. His next phase has already begun.
The beacons. No! We need to get out of here now! On days 57 to 59, we quickly left the maze and safely made our way back to the pharaoh's temple. The pharaoh's son ran to his father with so much joy, and the dad looked so relieved. We did it!
Thank you, kind visitor. As for the agreement to our deal, you may have the lightning egg.
I ran up and grabbed my sibling's egg, and this caused the lightning within me to grow even more powerful. I gained 5 more hearts, and now had mastered my lightning element. Awesome!
These magma people are getting out of hand. If they succeed in their goals, my son won't have a world to live in anymore.
I know. I won't let that happen. On days 60 to 62, I brought the reunited Pharaoh family back to my base. I had to keep everyone safe until Gideon was gone. I gathered enough materials in the desert so that I can build them up their very own desert temple to stay in.
I cannot thank you enough, visitor.
Call me Fozo. After that, I went over and placed down my lightning sibling's egg, hatching another baby dinosaur. Look at you. The skies above our base began to rumble, and lightning flashed as I felt my instincts kick in again. A flow of electricity surged through me, and I let out a roar of thunder.
Oh, Fozo, you're back. Come here, quick.
Arnie motioned for me to follow, and I saw that he was working on the meteor sample I gave him.
So, something strange is happening to the meteor fragment. It seems to act as if it's alive, like it's calling to something.
That's strange.
Yes, very. Here, why don't you give it a try? I made it into something a bit more are pocket-sized.
I picked up the meteor fragment, and because of this, I was pulled away into a dark vision. On days 63 to 65, I was pulled into a strange starscape area. Am I floating in space? Suddenly, appearing out of thin air was a huge person that looked like was made out of stars.
Welcome to my realm.
Your realm? What? Where are we? And who are you?
I am the stars around you. I am the galaxy.
Whoa.
I have brought you here to aid in your quest to stop Gideon before he succeeds in his efforts.
Why do you care? Why help us?
He has destroyed many planets out of pure jealousy of his own. If we don't stop him, then not only your planet will be destroyed, but countless others after. And as the dinosaur that wields all the elements, you must be the one to stop him and save the world.
With a wave of his hand, the galaxy created an image for me to look into and see a snowy tundra.
This area is not far from where you are now. Go there, and you will find your ice element. Now save the planet, dinosaur, and stop the magma men.
On days 66 to 68, I left my base and was searching for the tundra when the air around me started to heat up and the sky started to turn red. Far off in the distance, I saw him, Gideon. He was standing on top of his empire, surrounded by glowing red beacons. He started to grow even larger in size as he called out,
Yes, yes, the meteor shall be here soon enough.
I looked up and saw that in the red sky, a giant meteor had appeared. No, I have to stop him now. I rushed in towards Gideon, but he had multiple magma men guarding him. Out of my way. I used my newly upgraded lightning element to take out all of the magma men in one blow, but the flash of electricity alerted Gideon. Gideon jumped down, leaving his post, causing him to shrink down to normal size.
It seems the elemental dinosaur has finally decided to show himself. Are you going to run away again or die?
He charged in and struck the ground with his hammer, causing a massive eruption of earth and magma. He was extremely powerful and began to attack me with all of his strength. I tried to fight back, but he was far too strong for me. I can't take him down. Is this it?
Leave him alone!
Out of nowhere, a chunk of ice flew in the air and hit Gideon, causing him to freeze in a chunk of ice. Whoa, where did that come from? I looked back and saw a snowy golem coming towards me.
Hurry! We don't have much time! That won't hold him for long!
On days 69 to 71, I ran, following the golem into the snowy tundra. When we were far enough, I took a second to look at my surroundings and noticed almost everything was destroyed.
Those magma men have shown me and the people of this tundra no mercy. This place used to be a frozen paradise, but now we will be lucky to survive another week.
I saw more golems that looked so weak and hurt. Their home is almost completely melted. We continued walking deeper into the tundra and to the base of an icy mountain.
I came looking for you because I heard about the elemental dinosaur being the only hope for saving my home.
So, why did you bring me here?
Up there, high on the mountain, is the ice egg I know you are looking for, but it is guarded by an ice dragon.
On days 72 to 75, we journeyed further up the mountain until I saw a point where the path reached over and beyond an ice chasm. As I continued to walk on the path, I felt the ground start to crack below me. Ah! I jumped back and watched as more blocks began to shatter.
This is where I leave you. The rest of the path is your own.
Okay, here goes nothing. I began to sprint forward as fast as I could over the chasm as ice cracked all around me. Parts of the path were evenly split apart, and I had to jump between them. Whoa! Almost there! more! With one final jump, I leapt towards the final part of the snowy path and just barely made it. Yes! In my excitement, I didn't even realize that I ran up right to the entrance of a large den, and seemingly awoken by my presence was the ice dragon right next to the ice egg. On days 76 to 80, I stood face to face with the ice dragon.
Have you come here to slay me?
No, I came here for that egg.
Ah, yes. I am the protector of these lands. I would do anything to keep those golems safe.
So, we're in agreement then.
Yes, you will need all of the power you can get to stop Gideon. But who's to say that you will even win with the mastery of the ice element?
I've come too far to not try.
Oh, very well. But first,
the dragon leapt forward, landing right in front of me.
You must be deemed worthy!
On days 81 to 85, the ice dragon took to the skies and began to charge at me. He would shoot his icy breath, damaging my health a lot. Ah, knock it off! I tried to fight back, shooting back every element I could. Even my fire wasn't hurting him? Come on! Not only did he summon gusts of icy cold snow, but he would also knock me back with his roar.
You think you are worthy?
I am! My inner rage began to build up. I knew that all these people were counting on me. I can't let them down! I shot out my lightning straight at the dragon, hurting him a lot. Then, while stunned, I would shoot him with blast after blast of fire. Take that! With one final hit, the dragon admitted defeat.
You are worthy!
With his permission, I went over and picked up the final ice egg, transforming me into a fully elemental dinosaur. I gained 10 more hearts and felt stronger than ever. I did it. On days 86 to 90, I was making my way home. But as I took quick notice of the terrain all around me. The skies were very red, and the meteor was now about to hit our world. No, I need to stop Gideon, and I need to do it now. On days 91 to 94, I rushed my way back home, only to see all of the animals freaking out.
Bozo, the meteor, it's about to hit.
None of us will survive that impact.
I know, which is why I'm going to go and stop him. I hurried back and placed the egg with the rest of my siblings. Once I placed it inside, it hatched, only to reveal the final elemental dinosaur. I looked around and saw that all of my siblings had now been united. Now that all of you guys are safe, those magma men are done for. I was about to leave, but then noticed that all of them began to form around me, each bursting out a beam of their element. What are you guys doing? In a huge elemental burst, I grew even larger and was now a massive elemental dinosaur. Awesome!
Bozo, we must leave now!
On days 95 to 99, Oog and I rushed to a clearing, only to see Gideon's main empire had fully taken over my previous home's surroundings. All of the water was lava, and there were now countless magma men around the area. In front of the empire's main volcano was Gideon, addressing his army.
The meteor, it's almost here! These creatures are too late!
No! The two of us rushed in, catching the magma men's attention. They all began to attack us and shoot fire, but with Oog and I's increase in health, they didn't stand a chance. Time to see what new ice ability I've got. I was now able to summon icy chains to freeze them in their tracks.
No! No! Stop them! No!
They were trying their best, but with all of my elements combined, most of them were taken down.
No matter. You want a real fight? Fine by me!
Gideon ran inside of his volcano, and I chased directly after him. On day 100, Gideon and I were face to face in the core of his volcano. Stop this, Gideon!
Stop! No! This meteor will land, and your planet will turn into a wasteland!
Just then, the floor began to rumble, and smaller meteors began to fall from above. The meteor, it's about to hit. Look, I know you didn't have a planet to live on, but that doesn't mean you could just take others away.
Enough! You shall die!
Gideon charged in towards me and started to attack. He was the strongest foe I had ever faced yet, using his pure magma energy to greatly wound me. I tried my best, using all of my elements to counter him, but I could tell he was very strong. No, I can't lose.
Give it up, you stupid beast! I've killed your mother, and now I'll kill you too!
My mom, she believed in me. I fought back harder than before, now using my elements at a much faster rate. I could tell with all of them combined, Gideon was starting to get overwhelmed.
Stop this! Stop it!
With one final elemental hit, the magma leader was defeated. The skies returned back to blue, and their meteor was now gone. We did it. The world can live in peace. On day 1, I spawned inside of a giant fence area as a fire T-Rex. In front of me stood both of my parents. Wait, why am I different than you guys?
Oh no. His experiment worked. Son, listen to us.
You are very special, Fozo, but whatever you do, don't listen to Director Claw.
Director Claw? Who's that? Just then, a man stepped inside of our enclosure.
Perfect. My next pet, the fire T-Rex. You shall be separated from your family at once and be in my complete control.
What? No way! Without hesitation, the director used a special weapon and killed my dad. Dad! I charged at him and tried to attack him with my fire bite, but he used his enhanced weapon and pushed me away.
Stupid pest. You were born for one reason. To serve me. Now obey before I kill your mother too.
Bozo, run!
I listened to my mom. I used my fire ability to bite open the fence area.
Man, seize him!
Oh no, I ran out of his huge operation, only to see a Jeep driving straight towards me. I need to run! On day 2, the Jeep was closing in behind. I kept running before darting into the brush of the forest. Breathe, Fozo. Breathe.
You couldn't have gotten that far, dinosaur! Show yourself!
I thought I was safe, but the leaves around all started to catch on fire. Ah! My position was exposed.
There you are. Surrender!
Director Claw's worker started to shoot at me. Oh no, I have to think! Suddenly, an idea popped in my mind. Using my fire skin, I ran around the bushes of the jungle until a ring of fire surrounded the worker. Ha! Take that! While he was distracted, I made a run for it.
Report to the director. The T-Rex escaped. Prepare for Plan B.
I was moving fast. I needed to leave the jungle ASAP. That's when I found an entryway that led me to a strange valley. Whoa. On day 3, I entered inside. This place looked so peaceful. Before I could really take in the scenery, I heard a loud roar going off in the distance. I guess not. I ran over, only to see a mammoth being attacked by a squad of tiny magma velociraptors.
This is our terrain. Die!
Leave me alone!
Oh no! I should help. I jumped into action, catching them by surprise. All of the tiny raptors ran away in fear. Ha! Piece of cake. Who are you?
You dare to mess with the magma raptors? You will die for that.
His hits were tough, but I knew not to give up. We were hitting each other blow for blow until I used my fire bite harder than ever, which knocked him down for good. He was defeated, and from it emerged special fire orbs. They all gravitated towards me, and once I absorbed them, my body began to change. I grew more teeth and got a little bigger in size, gaining 5 more hearts. I also gained a new magma slash ability. Sweet!
Hey, thanks for the save, friend.
Of course. What were those things?
They were the magma raptors, the first of 5 dangerous animals that work for Director Claw. Seems as though you grow stronger with each one you defeat.
In that case, I'm gonna go out and defeat all 5 so I can take down Director Claw's entire operation.
The man is pure evil. I'll be happy to help. My name is Boris, and yours?
You can call me Bozo. On day 4, Boris and I decided to make this place our headquarters. If I wanted to take down these dangerous bosses, I had to make sure I was prepared. I built my house up tall to make sure people knew that it was the home of a T-Rex. I looked over at Boris and noticed that he made himself a home as well. After we both finished, I made myself a nice prize room for each of the 5 bosses. That's 1 down, 4 more to go. Before I could celebrate for too long, I heard a loud engine going off. What is that? I walked out only to see a Jeep driving by the valley. Oh no, I better go check out what's going on. On day 5, I reached the Jeep and it looked like they stopped at a burial site. What are they doing here? I watched as they threw something down a hole.
Hey!
What was that?
This thing's useless. No way will it make Director Claw any more powerful. Let's bury it and head out.
The men then placed a bunch of dirt over the ground. Won't make him more powerful? What is that supposed to mean? Oh, I accidentally stepped on a branch. Oh no.
We may have company, Jerry. I know I heard something.
Doesn't matter. Lunch is ready. Let's head out. I'm starving.
Oh, I hope it isn't roast beef again. I hate roast beef.
That was close. I ran over to the ground and decided to dig it up. Once I did, a baby skeleton dinosaur jumped out. Ah! Oh my, you scared me.
Well, sorry, I was scared myself. Those men threw me out because I was a failed experiment. Director Claw is really a horrible man.
Oh, trust me, I know. I'm trying to stop him by defeating all 5 of his dangerous bosses.
You know, I think I may know something about the next boss, but I may have lost my thinking bone because my memory feels a little bit, fuzzy. If you help me find my bone, maybe it'll come back.
Okay, skeleton, you have yourself a deal. Now, where do I start looking? On day 6, I searched the nearby area, trying to find the skeleton's thinking bone. Come on, come on. Where can it be? I then found a small camp made in the middle of a forest. It was being occupied by a pack of mutant wolves.
It's my turn. Shut up. This is the best tasting bone I've ever had in my life.
After a second glance, I noticed that they were fighting over the thinking bone. Hey, that doesn't belong to you. The wolves didn't want to reason with me and instead began to attack. Thanks to my new fire slash ability, I fought back against them and was actually putting up a fight. Because of my fiery skin, the camp around us was also catching fire. With all of my fiery aspects combined, the wolves ran off scared.
This guy's a fire freak.
With them gone, I was able to grab the thinking bone. Next up, my new skeleton friend. On day 7, I returned back to my base where my new skeleton friend was waiting. I threw him over his bone and he started to feel a lot better.
Oh wow, I think I'm starting to remember again. My name is Skully.
Nice to meet you, Skelly. Knowing he would need a safe place, I built him a home near mine and Boris's. I hope you like, the aesthetic.
Oh, it's perfect. You know, now that I can remember, those bosses you brought up earlier do ring a bell. Each are supposedly the strongest creatures in the world. They call themselves the Prehistoric 5. And believe it or not, I think you were meant to be the 6th.
I was? That's why Director Claw wanted control over me.
While I was trapped in a box, I overheard that they were in talks with the second one, the mossy cuckoo, who resides deep inside the Forgotten Forest.
So you're saying if I find that forest, then I find the next boss? Do me a favor and point me in the right direction. I searched far and wide on day 8 until I finally reached the entrance of the Forgotten Forest. The trees here were much taller and dense. Yep, this is the right place. I ventured through, hearing various different noises and creatures. This place doesn't seem the safest. I walked until I arrived at a gateway. Am I going in the right direction? I didn't notice, but I was standing too close to a tree, which caused the nearby wood to catch on fire. Oh no, stop spreading. Stop! I was doing my best trying to put out the fire, but couldn't seem to stop it. One of Director Claw's gunmen ran in. Uh-oh.
Well, looky here. The fire dinosaur. After the mossy cuckoo, are you?
No?
You can't lie to me. As a direct subordinate of him, he would want to know about this.
The gunman pulled out a high-tech weapon. Wait! He blasted it, causing me to teleport. On days 9 to 10, I teleported in a cage. I was high up in some sort of nest, and all around me was a mossy, taken over kingdom. I then heard a loud, dangerous roar before I saw a giant neck emerge from the trees, followed by 2 beaming red eyes.
Oh, Fozo, I've known of your existence, but yet I am still surprised you would come all the way here just to die.
Why? Why would you work for a man like Director Claw?
He's in control of everything, and he has big plans for this world. But that won't matter because you won't be here to see any of it.
Oh yeah? Using my fire bite, I broke the cage and landed on the nest. Cuckoo stared at me menacingly. We began to fight. He charged in on me. I used my fire slash to fight back against him, which caused the nest to catch on fire.
Enough of this!
Cuckoo then summoned a bunch of smaller birds, which jumped in to attack for him. Thankfully, they were nowhere near as strong. The longer we fought, the more the fire spread.
No!
Cuckoo died, and just as before, fire essence emerged from his body, causing my increase in strength. I grew larger in scale and gained 5 more hearts. With my increase in size, I can now shoot out crazy fire projectiles. Sweet! I looked down and noticed that Cuckoo dropped a tracker of some sorts. Huh. Can this lead me to the next boss? I made it back to base the following day, and just like that, another boss is down. I then heard bones rattling near me and walked outside just to see Skully and Boris getting along.
Oh, Fozo, there you are. I remembered a cool ability I have as a fossil dino. Check this out.
Skully then drilled straight underground right below him. I then heard the ground shaking below me. Whoa!
And just like that, I got you some iron.
Sweet! Skully gave me some wood along with the iron, and I was able to craft myself some iron tools.
I'll be this area's designated miner. Woohoo!
After Skully left, Boris and I went over to his home, where I showed him the item that Cuckoo dropped.
Very interesting. It seems like it leads to a laboratory. Maybe if you go there, you can find out more about the third boss.
On days 13 to 14, I followed the tracking device. It would beep faster and faster the closer I got to the location. Okay, it seems like I'm close. I looked forward and saw a laboratory, just as Boris said. Once I was inside the building, I was checking around every corner. Thankfully though, I think I was alone. I then noticed a bottomless hole right on the floor. I don't want to find out what's in there. Just as I let my guard down, each entryway in the room slammed shut. Oh no, a TV screen turned on. You!
Fozo, I knew you would come here.
If you don't free my mom, then I'm gonna continue to defeat the rest of the prehistoric 5.
Oh, Cuckoo and the magma raptor? Oh, please. Anyone can get past those. They are nothing compared to the cave sentinel, the lava-toothed tiger, or especially the ice pithecus.
I heard the room starting to beep and noticed a light flashing red. What is that?
Ready to detonate in T-minus 1 minute.
What?
You're probably wondering why I'm doing all this. It's quite simple. You see, I want control. I'm the one who brought the creatures back knowing they would be the strongest. If I were in control of them, then what does that make me?
The strongest?
20 seconds.
It's nothing nothing personal, but all failed experiments must be disposed of.
Oh no, I have to get out of here. I looked at the hole in the room. Knowing I would be doomed either way, I decided to jump through. I landed in a weird-looking cave on days 15 to 16. Whoa, that was a close one. I heard a noise and realized I landed near another dinosaur. Hey, you're like me.
A T-Rex!
Wait! The dinosaur started to run away. Hey, come back! I chased after him until he led me to their camp.
Great! You led him straight here, you idiot!
Yeah, now he's gonna eat all of us!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not gonna eat any of you guys.
You aren't?
No. After a second glance, I realized that they were freezing to death. Using my fire slash, I ignited their campfire for them. There you guys go. What happened to you?
We had to run away from our main homeland because of the cave sentinels' minions.
Wait, that's one of the bosses.
Yeah, those jerks forced us underground because of Director Claw's mission. It feels like now we have no place in this world.
Well, I'm here to help. Can you lead me back to your home? On days 17 to 18, the Spinosaurus led me straight to their home.
Be careful, Fozo. These guys are deadly.
I was about to enter, but immediately heard a set of tiny feet crawling around. Wait, not one set. Oh no. A bunch of tiny centipedes emerged through the destroyed homes and started making their way towards me. Stay back! Their attacks weren't that strong, but when they were all together, it definitely added up fast. I knew with only my fire slash, I wasn't gonna put up a fight. But thanks to my upgrade, I was able to shoot out fire wherever I liked. It was taking down the centipedes one by one until they were all down. Ha! Take that.
Just wait when our queen hears about this.
Their queen? I'm guessing that's the third boss. I just can't wait to meet her. I looked at where the last centipede died and noticed that it dropped a strange stone artifact. Huh, I wonder what this is. Because the dinosaurs' homes were destroyed, on days 19 to 22, I decided to bring them all back home with me. I used all of the resources I had in hand, and around me, I built them up some nice dino-themed houses. There you guys go. I hope you enjoy your stay.
Thank you, kind T-Rex. Us dinosaurs specialize in food. We here will help make sure your base stays fed.
Excellent. Thanks. I then heard a weird aura noise coming from the stone I picked up. What does this mean? I ran over to Boris's house and quickly showed him the artifact.
My goodness, Fozo, that is the ancient artifact of Heros. This type of technology is very ancient.
Well, whatever it is, maybe it can help lead us to the next boss. Boris then quickly walked over to me and took the item. From there, he activated it. My mind then drifted out fast into the sky. I then heard a strange voice talking to me.
This is the gateway you dare wish to find.
Whoa, that was weird.
What was it?
Boris, I think this stone just showed me where I can find the next boss. On days 23 to 26, I followed my instinct, which led me to a cave underground. This place matched my vision. I kept going until I found it. A giant closed-off entry. Great. How am I supposed to get in there? I walked over to the door and tried everything in my power, even blasting it with my fire abilities. But nothing worked. A rumbling noise then came from my inventory. What the? I threw the stone artifact down, and out came a stone-looking being? Hi.
Try the artifact. Dinosaurs really do have the brain the size of a peanut.
Hey! I shut the artifact up by grabbing it and threw it as hard as I could at the door.
Ow!
The door then slammed open. I walked through and was met with a long hallway. I had no time to check my surroundings because the ceiling above me started to cave in. Oh no! I was running fast with the ceiling falling behind me. Thankfully, I barely made it. Phew!
Who dares awaken the queen?
Pizza delivery? The guard didn't listen though and threw a punch at me. Ah! Before he could throw another, a loud whisper was heard throughout the cave walls.
Allow entry. I want to kill this trespasser myself.
The guards listened and granted me passageway inside.
You are a dead man.
On days 27 and 29, I walked through a hallway until I entered an opening inside of a cave.
Welcome.
I heard a voice echo and feet crawling throughout the walls. Oh no, I have a bad feeling about this. From the depths crawled out a giant centipede.
The fire dinosaur. I shall rid you of this world for Director Claw. Once complete, then I will be placed at the top of the order.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I shot at the centipede first, which caught it by surprise. Unfortunately, the insect was extremely fast and used this to its advantage. It would slither around and bite me continuously. Stay away! I did my best, stunning it with my fire slash and shooting it with my fire ability. Its attacks were strong, but I knew I had to do what I could in order to stop it. After a tough battle, I was finally able to take the beast down.
No!
I absorbed all of the fire orbs around me, which caused me to upgrade again. I was now a full-sized fire T-Rex and had 5 more hearts. I also noticed that I had a new fire NATO ability. Whoa! This will definitely come in handy. On days 30 to 34, I blasted my way out of the blocked off cave entrance. This thing was awesome. Because of it though, some nearby trees caught on fire. Oh no, stop, stop!
Hey, Bozo!
What? I looked over and saw a group of spiked lizards. Hello?
Who you calling spiked lizard? We're dinosaurs. Because of your new ability, you're burning the entire forest down, idiot. Some of us are trying to move here.
Move here? What happened to your original homes? The spiked lizards all then brought me to a clearing.
Off past the horizon, some stupid hazmat men came by and raided out the entire Treetopia. We lost all of our belongings and sadly, we have nowhere to go.
Why would Director Claw's men do that to a random forest? Maybe I can find out. Can you lead me there? The lizards agreed and brought me all the way over to a techie-looking camp. What is this?
All of this is new. Seems like these men are working on something.
Well, it's time I figure out what. On days 35 to 38, I cautiously made my way around the camp.
You know, I thought having these crazy animal creations was enough for the doc, but now he wants to become one himself?
It's strange, but we gotta follow orders, right?
Dr. Claw is trying to become a boss himself, but how? While I was thinking, one of the minions could hear my heavy breathing and slowly turned around to spot me. Hi. Both of them started shooting at me. Ow! With my new fire NATO, though, I was able to completely disintegrate one of them, leaving his gun on the ground. The other one noticed because he was running away. Thankfully, I was able to catch up to him and corner him.
Oh no, please don't hurt me.
I won't if you tell me everything I need to know. What is the director planning?
He'd kill me if I said anything. Okay. The director, he's building up a machine, one more powerful than all the bosses combined. He needs all sorts of materials to build and power it, which is why we built up these caves to collect them.
Machine? What machine? Before I could think, the minion punched me on the nose and started to run off. Hey, get back here! On days 39 to 41, I chased after the man inside of a laboratory. He ran over to a chest room and now was cornered. I used my fire slash to weaken him greatly. Now, try running again, and I'll finish you off. I then looked throughout the chests in the room and found a bunch of weird items. A bunch of apples and some giant teeth? Huh.
Hey, wait. That's all my stuff. My lovely belongings.
Wait, so you were worried about this stuff when it was just some fruit?
And a tooth? Give that here, bozo.
Gee, okay. I threw him over the items, and he was very happy. Okay, stupid minion, you're free to go.
Thank you.
Yeah, get lost, bozo, before we change our minds.
Well, that handles that. I just wonder what machine Director Claw is working on.
I can tell you're totally heavy in thought right now, but I think I can live with you. We are kind of homeless right now.
Of course. Follow me this way. I made it back to base with the lizards on days 42 to 44. I was able to find a perfect spot to make them a nice, cozy house. There you guys go. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, whatever, bozo. Thanks.
I then made my way over to the prize room and added the centipede's head there. Only 2 more to go. These just keep getting harder and harder, though.
Good work, Fozo. Seeing all of this work you're putting in, I couldn't be prouder of you.
Yeah, man, you are like insanely buff now.
Wow, thanks, guys.
Of course. And I know your father would be proud too.
I hope. I lost him too soon. I have to do what I can to not lose my mom.
You won't, Fozo. And no matter what, I'll be right by your side to face any challenge you face. Speaking of challenge, the next boss is the lava-toothed tiger, the fastest boss there is.
Lava-toothed tiger? Yeah, he doesn't sound friendly.
Oh, that guy? I know plenty about him.
You do?
Yeah, that's where I got this tooth. I used to prank this guy all the time and steal his teeth while he was sleeping.
You are so weird. Anyway, can you lead me to him?
Yeah, of course I can. Just be careful, though. This guy is deadly.
On days 45 to 47, I followed the lizard's directions until I reached a large nether portal.
Here you go, bozo.
Thank goodness this one was large. I don't think I can fit inside a regular one. I walked through and was in the depths of the lava region. Okay, according to the lizards, his lava swamp is somewhere close by. I was making my way north when out of nowhere, the ground below me gave out. Ah! Ow! My head! In front of me was the lava-toothed tiger.
I knew you'd show up.
What gave it away? The death of the other bosses, or...
Silence! If you wish to fight me, then so be it!
The lava-toothed tiger then dashed at me and hit me with a powerful strike. I used my new fire abilities on him, but because of his lava origin, they weren't doing anything. He was a lot stronger than all the previous bosses, and I knew that there was no way I was gonna win this fight. He slashed me one more time, and I was down to 3 hearts.
You are too confident, Fozo. Arrogant. Weak. I know, because I was the same exact way. It's a shame you came this far only to die alone.
He's not alone.
Boris? What are you doing?
Get out of here, Fozo. Like I told you, I will always be right by your side. Leave now!
I did as Boris said, and once I was a safe distance away, I turned around, only to see him be defeated by the tiger. Boris! No! On days 48 to 51, I crawled out of the nether, extremely weak. How? I couldn't stop him. And now, Boris is gone. No! I'm sorry, Boris. I'm so sorry. Because of the loss of my friend, I went out and got enough resources to make him a burial site. I found a perfect mountain range that would resemble nothing but peace. You have no idea how much you've helped me. I promise I will do everything in my power to make this right. I then heard movement behind me. Huh? Who's there? As I turned, I saw a gust of movement. Hello? It happened again to the right of me. Show yourself! Out of nowhere, a giant praying mantis appeared in front of me. Who are you?
I knew Boris. He was strong. He was noble.
And now he's gone. All because...
Because why? You weren't strong enough? Enough with the pity. I am here for a reason, dinosaur. Do you wish to grow stronger or not?
Of course I do.
Good. Then follow me. It's time to train.
The mantis led me to an oddly peaceful forest. I heard nothing but birds and the sound of water flowing. It feels so...
Clear? Don't burn down my forest or I will kill you.
Way to ruin the moment. The mantis made his way over to his main home.
The issue with you, Fozo, is you rely too much on your fire. That is why you lost.
Well, I am a fire dinosaur.
The fire was meant to enhance you, not become you. All things in life must come with a balance. It is time I show you yours.
The mantis brought me over to a wide crevice in the ground. That is deep.
I want you to make that jump.
Make that jump? It's like 10 blocks wide.
Shut up and do it.
Okay, I paced back and forth. If I failed, I'll certainly fall to my death. Suddenly, the mantis stepped back and leaped across it successfully. Whoa!
Stop thinking. Just be a T-Rex. Feel it within you, within your scales. Use your large legs to your advantage. You are stronger than you think.
Okay, I did as asked and jumped at a height much higher than ever before. I did it!
Now, we must concentrate on your meditation. Breathe, nice and slowly. Think nothing but the air.
I followed the anthropod's instructions, and because of it, everything went white. Where am I? I looked around and saw both of my parents. Mom! Dad!
How proud of you I've become.
Fozo, my boy.
Mom, I promise you, I will get you free.
I know, son. I know. Now go and make us proud.
On days 57 to 59, Mantis and I made our way back through the nether.
Just remember what I taught you, and we will defeat him.
We were heading over to the lava-toothed swamp when we came across a neighboring outpost. It was full of Director Claw's men, and they were all working on a certain machine.
Yeah, keep gathering these resources. Director Claw needs every type of resource to make this thing possible.
It looked half complete, but there was enough of it for me to make out exactly what his plan was. He was going to make a mechanical T-Rex. Oh no. I wanted to go in there and stop their plans, but there were way too many people in there.
Don't forget why we are here.
You're right, Mantis. Let's keep going. On days 60 to 62, Mantis and I arrived back at the lava swamp.
My, you've actually come back for more.
I'm here to finish this.
How amusing. I shall kill you, just as I did your mammoth friend.
The tiger and I both clashed. He used his speed to his advantage, but thankfully, so did I. I would jump super high using my dinosaur legs and smash down over him. His attacks, though, were still extremely strong, but thankfully, I had Mantis there with me, being faster than anything I've ever seen before. Whoa!
No! This can't be happening!
Together, the Mantis and I were able to fully defeat the tiger, and that was for Boris. He dropped his fire orbs upon his death, which upgraded me into a more powerful T-Rex. I gained 5 more hearts, and now had a new ability that allowed me to summon giant explosions at will. One more boss, and Director Claw is going down. Mantis and I arrived back to the valley on days 63 to 65.
I suppose a temporary temple can be built for me here.
You are just so grateful, aren't you? I went around and collected as much resources as I could. With them, I was able to build up a nice looking temple just for my new best friend, Mantis.
Yes, this should definitely do. Thank you, Dinosaur. And hey, good work with your training.
You? Saying something nice? No way. He does have a heart. Mantis quickly left inside of his home. I guess he really doesn't like to show his emotions that much. I went over to my prize room, and just like that, 4 out of 5. This guy was tough. I don't even want to know how difficult the last boss will be.
Ah! No! Get off me!
What's that? I ran over, only to see a pack of mutant wolves taking Skully.
Someone save me!
Shut up. You're gonna be a great meal.
I'm already dead, you idiot!
Oh no! I better go get him before they really do eat him. I ran over as fast as I could. On days 66 to 68, I followed the screaming, which surprisingly,
oh, the horror!
wasn't that hard. I made it to a new type of wolf den. Jeez, these guys really do move quickly.
Oh, we're gonna eat you up.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Shut up, Jim. I ain't sharing. You're not getting nothing.
Before the wolves could do anything to Skully, I ran in and jumped in between them.
Great, this guy again.
I thought I already talked to you guys about this. Enough is enough. I used my fire NATO, which caused them to take damage and panic.
Wait, it's not our fault, you know. We're literally bone wolves. We love bones.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you guys are right. It doesn't give you a reason, though, to attack my friend like this. You need to leave him alone.
Yeah, I'm a person with feelings and emotions.
All right. That's enough. If I find you guys some more bones, do you guys promise to leave Skully alone? The wolves nodded. Okay, guys, follow me. On days 69 to 73, I brought the mutant wolves over to a biome that I thought was suiting for them. Look around, guys. It's paradise.
Oh my gosh. This is perfect.
I had no idea there were bones this massive.
Well, hopefully now you guys can never go hungry. I hope you like it.
Like it? We love it. Hey, because you helped us, we overheard some loud technology sounds coming from Director Claw's operations site. Thought you should know.
You know, I think it's time I find out exactly what he has up his sleeve. On days 74 to 79, I made it back to Director Claw's main park. Man, the last time I was here was when... Never mind. I have to stay focused. I made my way inside and heard lots of heavy machinery going on. What can this be? I then made it into a room and was able to find... Mom! Thank goodness! I've been worried sick.
Fozo, my boy, how much you've grown.
I tried to break her free, but for some reason, I couldn't break any of the cage. I promise, I'll do whatever I can to get you out of here.
I know, son. Just be careful. Claw is planning something big.
That's when I turned and walked over only to see a giant mechanical T-Rex that was almost done. Oh no.
You idiots!
Speak of the devil.
I sent you all in there to help, and what did you do? Run away?
Sorry, sir. That fire dinosaur is just getting too strong.
I don't care how strong he's getting. It won't matter once this machine is ready. Don't you understand? Go out to the final boss, Pithecus. He's the most powerful one. And do not let that T-Rex win.
All of his minions then all collectively left. I looked back over to my mom and knew following this group was probably the only way I could find the final boss. I promise, Mom, I'll be back for you. I quickly left and followed the group of soldiers. On days 80 to 85, I followed the men into a very cold tundra. Okay, this place is a lot colder than it looks. They all walked into a gateway leading to a giant frozen over kingdom. Can this entire place be owned by the final boss? I looked at the front gates and knew that there was no way I could make it inside of there. It looked way too heavily guarded. I have to find another way in. I was roaming around the outside of the kingdom, looking for any alternative entryways, but there was nothing. Right as I was about to give up, I heard a loud scream. What is that? I ran over to the sound and came across a wide frozen lake. In the middle of it was a goose?
Help me, help!
Whoa. Are you alright?
Do I look alright? The forest used to be my home. I also swim in these very waters. But as soon as that stupid ice gorilla appeared, everything got frozen over.
Wait, so if this was your home, then you should know this place inside and out, right? The goose nodded, and I had an idea. I used my Fire NATO ability. This caused the entire thing to turn back into water.
Oh my, thank goodness. How can I ever repay you?
The kingdom nearby? You wouldn't happen to know of a secret way in, would you? On days 86 to 90, the goose led me to an alternative entry. This one wasn't being guarded at all. Perfect.
Be careful. It is said the ice Pithecus can transform region into icy tundra with blink of an eye.
I entered the kingdom and snuck my way through as best as I could until I was met with the main courtyard of it. Waiting before me was the ice Pithecus himself.
I'm not going to lie, Fozo. I'm actually quite impressed with you. Taking out all 4 of the bosses. Bravo. Bravo.
Yeah? Well, you know why I'm here then. To take you down and stop this entire operation.
You are blinded by your emotions, and for what? You are a T-Rex, a monster. I will give you one last chance to join us.
You are the one here who is the monster. We both clashed. His icy powers were tough. I had never felt as cold as I did right now.
I gave you a chance.
I can't give up. Not now. Not with everyone counting on me. While fighting, I noticed ice hanging from the ceiling. Okay, Fozo, let's hope this works. With one final fire shot, the ice block came tumbling down right onto him.
No!
Just like that, he was defeated. And because of it, I gained 10 more hearts and upgraded one final time. My eyes were now consumed with fire, and I felt the strongest I've ever had before. With my final form, I was granted the Lantern of Blazing Souls. Whoa, I wonder what this thing does. I guess I'll find out soon enough. Now all that's left is Dr. Claw himself. On days 91 to 94, I made it back to the valley.
So yeah, that's why I'm made out of bones.
That literally makes no sense.
It was nice to see everyone getting along. I arrived at the prize room, and Mantis was there waiting for me.
I sense that the last boss has been defeated. Good work, Fozo.
Thanks, Mantis. I then walked over and placed the last prize skull, which sent out a burst of flaming aura throughout the room. Because of this, I got summoned into another vision. Boris!
Hello, Fozo. I see you've grown stronger and stronger. How proud you have made me.
Listen, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have sacrificed yourself for me.
It's okay. Director Claw is all of our problems, and now it's up to you to finish this. Don't let the world down, Fozo. Make them proud, as you have made me.
I will, Boris. I will.
I think it's time, Fozo. It's time to end Director Claw. And from the sound of things, it seems as if he finished his project.
It's the director. It has to be. On days 95 to 99, I ran over to Director Claw's main base of operations. The closer I got, the louder the alarms were going off. Oh no, this isn't good. I quickly ran in, only to see a bunch of guards there standing in my way.
It's the fire dinosaur! Attack!
The men all started to attack me with their weapons, but thanks to all of my upgrades, none of them stood a chance against me. I also was able to take out ones from the good distance using my fire shot. I triggered my final upgrade, which sent out a bunch of lava minions. They would fly into the air and attack the nearest targets, destroying them. Whoa! I was able to take down the last one, and as soon as I looked up, I saw my mom in the distance. Mom!
Fozo!
Oh my goodness. I told you I would come back for you. Just stand back. Using my fire lantern, I was able to shoot a hole right into her cage, freeing her.
My goodness, son. You have grown so much.
I know, Mom. After what happened to Dad, this man, he has to be stopped.
Oh, do I?
Director Claw was standing there, inside of a giant mechanical T-Rex.
I knew those bosses would be a disappointment to me. No matter what, I won't let you win.
He shot at me and began to chase me out of his base. On day 100, Director Claw chased me out to an open area.
Enough running, you pest!
Pest? That's all we are to you, right? Just a bunch of animals? Insects? Just for your mission. We have emotions too, you know. Director Claw got angry at me and began to blast me with his mech dinosaur. Ah! His attacks were strong, but thanks to my upgrades, I was able to take them and hit him with everything I had. Take that!
I have spent my entire life not feeling strong enough. My father never believed in me. He never thought I had what it took. Well, only if he would look at me now.
I'm sure your dad would be ashamed of you right now. I used my Fire Nado and stunned Director Claw's mech machine. Once he was stunned, I pulled out my lantern and shot out fire orbs that targeted him directly.
Ah! No, it can't be! How are you so strong?
Because I'm not just fighting for me, Director. I'm fighting for all of us. All of the people you've harmed. Just then, I triggered my fire shot. Director Claw and his mission were gone. giving all animals and creatures in the world a chance to be free. On day 1, I hatched from an egg as a baby sniffer. Whoa, I can't wait to see how much has changed since I was last in this world. Suddenly, a warden landed right in front of me and said,
"If you don't defeat me in 100 days, I will permanently delete you from the game!"
The warden started to attack me using some kind of sonic boom ability and began to chase me. Oh no. I only had 5 hearts, so I definitely could not get hit by any of his attacks, or I was gonna be toast. I ran as fast as I could, doing my best to avoid him. I was able to evade him by running between trees in the forest, and eventually lost him. On day 2, I continued to explore the world when I ran into a player. Excuse me, sir, do you know where I am? The player was startled by my appearance, and then began to attack. Ah! He hit me, dropping me down to 1 heart. I started to run away from the player, hoping he wouldn't defeat me. I spotted a mountain in the distance, and started to run up it. Once I got to the top, I noticed a pool of water at the bottom. I was scared. Oh man, but I knew I had to jump to avoid him. I jumped off, and he was startled to see me drop to the bottom. I landed in the pool of water and looked around to see where the player was. Oh my goodness, he's jumping as well. I got out of the water and used his hesitation to get in front of him. I continued to run off until I saw a structure and ran inside. I looked through the windows and watched as the player ran by. Wow, this is seriously a dangerous world to live in now. On day 3, I began to search the lab for anything that could be useful. I began to open the chests that were scattered around. Inside, I found a set of stone tools, as well as a journal that belonged to Dr. Blocks? Huh, sounds interesting. I opened it up and started to read it.
After years of searching, I was finally able to locate one of the ancient structures that was lost to the times. I was then able to get one of the eggs and bring it back to the surface. Before I was able to hatch the egg, a warden attacked me, so I had to flee before finding out what the egg held. If my understandings are correct, this ancient egg holds a sniffer from a long time ago. The sniffer was known for having an incredible nose that was able to find and dig up ancient seeds that no other mob could find. I know there are more of them out there.
The journal ended, and I realized I had to test these theories out for myself, so I quickly rushed out of the house. I began to use my nose to search the nearby area. I followed the strongest scent I could and ended up in a plains biome. I continued to follow the scent and found myself standing in front of a cow. Oh, sorry, I was just following my nose.
Not cool, man.
Okay, I apologized to the cow and continued to search the area for other scents. I caught one and followed it to a spot in the ground. I dug up the dirt and I found some kind of strange plant that I've never seen before. I grabbed it and ate it. Suddenly, I felt strange and I grew into an adolescent sniffer. Whoa, I even had 10 hearts. That was some strong plant. I tried to search for any more scents that were in the area, but I was unable to find anything. Out of nowhere, an arrow flew past me. What? I turned around to see a massive group of skeletons. The skeletons all started to attack me, and I tried to fight back, but there were way too many of them. I had to flee and find safety. I had run through the night into day 5. I realized I was gonna need a place to live. I collected materials from nearby and used them to start a base. It wasn't much, but I hoped I would be able to find more sniffers and give them a nice place to live. I began to venture out in search of Dr. Blocks and any other sniffer eggs that were in the world. I was traveling for a while when I heard a large roar from behind me. I turned around and it was the warden again. He began to shoot his sonic booms and charge after me. Why? Why are you after me?
I am the newest mob in Minecraft. With you, now all of the attention will be off of me.
You don't want me here because it'll take attention away from you? How petty can you be? I decided I was tired of running from him and confronted him, hitting him with my sword. The warden just laughed though. Oh no. And he launched me in the air. I landed and lost most of my hearts. Okay, in hindsight, that wasn't a great idea. Time to run. As I started to run away, I felt really weak and I collapsed to the ground. On day 6, I woke up in the warden's ancient prison. I looked around and saw there was someone else next to me. I asked them who they were, and they introduced themselves as Dr. Blocks. Hey, I read your journal.
I'm thrilled that you survived. The warden captured me and has been holding me prisoner after discovering your egg.
I thanked him for discovering me, but told him that we had to find a way out of here. The warden would stop at nothing until I'm defeated. Luckily, he said that he'd been here for a while now and realized there was a way they could escape. He had befriended another creature in the cave. Suddenly, a raptor rascal appeared and started to talk with Dr. Blocks.
Yeah, I gotcha.
The rascal unlocked the cage for us. Dr. Blocks and I escaped the ancient temple and then stopped quickly to talk before he headed back to his lab. Hey, can you point me to where you found my egg?
The structure is not too far from our location now. I didn't have time to search it for other eggs, but maybe you can find one.
I headed to the structure, and when I arrived at the beach, I dove in and followed his instructions to the temple. On day 7, I arrived at the structure and began to search for any eggs or information about my kind. I opened chests and found nothing but a scrap of paper. I grabbed the paper and began to read it. Sniffers dominated the lands before players even existed in the world. Wait, what? When players entered the world, they used them to find ancient seeds that they could craft into powerful potions, as well as food. Eventually, the sniffers went extinct, and no one is certain why. Their eggs, however, were preserved in various structures around the world. There must be more structures like this in the world. I need to find them. I searched the nearby area and eventually found another structure. I quickly moved inside and found, yes, a sniffer egg. I took the egg and headed back toward my base. I waited and hoped the egg would hatch soon. Suddenly, a baby sniffer spawned from the egg.
Oh, where am I?
I told the sniffer that we were in a much different world than when sniffers roam free and explained to her what was going on. What's your name by any chance? She said that she couldn't remember. Well, we'll call you Nina. Nina was excited to help out another sniffer. On day 8, we got to work constructing a place for Nina to live. I built her something that she would be able to grow into, since I knew she would eventually be my size. I headed out to see if there were any more ancient seeds nearby. I wanted to grow again, and I needed to find some for Nina as well. I followed my nose and caught a scent of something nearby. I began to dig around and found various seeds, but no full-grown fruits. I returned to my base, and together, Nina and I started to build a farm to grow all of the ancient seeds I found. After the farm was finished, I started to ask Nina about the past and if she remembered anything from the time long ago.
Unfortunately, the only memories I have are the world I was born into now.
I was glad to know I wasn't the only one who couldn't remember, and was also excited to have found another one of my kind. It's so great to have company around now. Listen, Nina, it's up to us to find the rest of the eggs. We need to make sure our species survives in this new world.
So what should we do?
Okay, you need to stay and watch the base until you grow large. I'm gonna go venture out to explore the world more. On days 9 to 10, I was out exploring the world when I came across a village. I was hesitant at first to go towards it since everything in this world seemed to want me dead. I built up the courage though and headed inside. Hopefully here, I'll be able to find more information about my past. I wandered through the village and noticed that the villagers were looking at me in awe. I started to get nervous that they would attack until one of the villagers approached me.
In my lifetime, I have never thought I would see a sniffer!
You know what I am? The villager explained to me that before players, villagers and sniffers would work together to build a peaceful farming community. The villagers provided the sniffers food and shelter, and in return, the sniffers would use their nose to uncover new seeds for the villagers to plant. I explained to the villager about the warden and his plans. In return, he gave me a special bow along with some arrows.
Listen here, young sniffer. Your eggs are not just located in the water, but there are rumors. They are scattered all over the world in various structures. You need to be careful though. Pillagers will not take a liking to see you as well.
Pillagers, huh? I thanked the villager for all of his information and was preparing to head out when the warden showed up and began to attack the village. I used my newly acquired bow to fight back against him and noticed it left behind a poison effect that damaged the warden. The warden hit me with a sonic boom and I realized I was still not strong enough to last the full fight. I had to flee the village for my own safety. On days 11 to 12, I headed to a nearby cave to get some upgrades. I searched the cave and found iron. After smelting the iron, I used it to craft a pickaxe and sword, as well as an iron chest plate. I heard noises coming from behind me though. What was that? I saw a massive group of zombies and they were running straight towards me. Oh no! I fought back against them using my newly acquired upgrades and was able to take them all down. Phew, that was a close one. I was already starting to feel stronger. As I was leaving the cave, I heard noises from the entrance. I saw a group of pillagers. The pillagers looked at me in shock.
Capture the sniffer!
What? No! The villager warned me about these guys. I tried to avoid their attacks, but there were too many of them. Something hit me. I'm not feeling great. I think I'm starting to feel woozy. I woke up inside of a cage at a pillager outpost. This is exactly what I was not supposed to do. How could I let this happen? I looked around at all the pillagers staring at me, murmuring to each other. They ran off, but I was approached by a ravager. Hey, we look alike, you know? We both looked at each other and we started to see a lot of similarities. I asked what it was.
It's been a long time.
He continued to say that stories of us had been passed down from generation to generation, but he never believed them to be true. But why would you work for these kind of people? They're so hateful.
We were made for war. All we know now is hate and violence.
I wanted to continue our conversation, but I was interrupted by Steve attacking the outpost. He fought them off before freeing me from my cage. Wait, what? You're on my side now?
You are coming with me.
I'm definitely not going with you. I hit him with my sword and staggered him before running off back toward my base. On days 15 to 16, I arrived and noticed that Nina had also grown into an adolescent sniffer. She told me that she had some of the foods that the seeds turned into before venturing out into the world to find more.
The world is so dangerous and scary, though. I returned empty-handed.
Suddenly, Dr. Blocks came rushing toward my base and told me that the warden attacked his laboratory and destroyed it. Well, I guess he was really mad at him for discovering us. I told him about the villagers and the pillagers, and he informed me that he had also heard of those structures.
I had found something similar to this in my readings. There was a cave that I believed had an ancient structure.
He continued to say that he was too afraid to venture into a cave because he was a peaceful researcher, not a warrior. Yeah, no kidding. I thanked Dr. Blocks for the information and told him that he can stay at our base since he had nowhere else to go. We got to work instructing him a new lab so he could continue his research. Once we finished, I said goodbye and headed toward the cave. On days 17 to 18, I arrived at the entrance of the cave and began to look for any signs of the ancient temple. I started to get a sense of some fruits coming from deeper in the cave. All right, I have to go follow that. I eventually came to a large structure and headed inside of it. I saw a massive farm area of ancient fruit similar to what we had created. How was this possible? We're inside of a cave. I started to collect the fruits from the farm before searching deeper into the structure. I eventually came into a massive room that was filled with chests. I started to search the chests and found more seeds as well as fruits. This must have been what I was smelling. I started to leave, feeling a little disheartened. There were no other sniffer eggs here, but when I stopped, I heard something.
Who enters my domain?
I turned to see a baby sniffer. Wait, who are you? Hey, stop! He hit me, but it didn't really do any damage.
Miros, and I'm the bravest and strongest creature in the world.
I really like this guy's outlook. Hey, buddy, listen, I don't mean any harm. I then told him that I wanted him to come with me to my base. Miros was reluctant, but he said he would enjoy some company. We left the cave and moved back home. On days 19 to 20, Miros and I were traveling on our way home when a group of pillagers ambushed us. I told Miros the coordinates to my base and told him to run off while I held them off. I began to fight back, making sure to avoid as many arrows as possible. As I was fighting, the warden showed up.
Stay back, you pests. He is mine to destroy.
He's ours to capture.
The warden was enraged with what the pillagers were saying. He rushed at them and began to attack. The pillagers fought back against him, and I did my best to avoid the fighting, but more pillagers started to attack me.
Hey, come with me.
I turned and saw Steve was fighting against the pillagers as well. Why? Why would I trust you? You tried to kill me. Steve apologized and told me that he wanted to protect me. I just needed to trust him. Okay, I was scared, but I figured anywhere was more safe than here. Steve and I headed off together. We arrived at Steve's base. He quickly took me inside. I still had my guard up, knowing I could be walking right into a trap. Steve led me to a chest, and then to my surprise, he started dropping me a set of iron armor. Thanks, but why are you helping me now? Steve said earlier he acted on impulse and wanted to know what I was. However, he now realizes that we need to work together.
Legends of your kind were told to me long ago. I only thought it was a myth, and I misjudged you.
He told me that I must defeat the warden and ensure my species survive in Minecraft. I was too ashamed to tell him that the warden actually kind of freaked me out. I quickly changed the subject and offered him some of the ancient seeds I found while I was digging. Steve was amazed and asked what they could be used for. Well, I read that they were once used to craft various potions. Do you think you could do the same?
I can do my best, and whatever I'm able to create, I'll bring it to you.
Awesome. Thank you. But I think it's time that I headed back home. On days 24 to 26, I returned to my base and noticed that it was changed. Nina approached me and told me that while I was gone, Miros had arrived at the base, so they built him a house to stay at. Miros had also brought more ancient seeds, and it looked like together, they expanded the farm. Thank you, Nina. Seriously. You guys really did work hard on all of this. She said that it was the least she can do. I approached Dr. Blocks, and he told me that he'd been doing a lot of research on the sniffers.
Also, look at this cool invention I made. I call it a tough golem. It is able to hold and pick up items for me in my base.
I mean, it seems pretty useless compared to me.
Yeah, No, I think you're right. Anyways.
He told me that he had uncovered another location where sniffer eggs might be located. There was a structure deep in the desert that seemed to follow the same pattern as the other eggs. Okay, I think it's time I go pay that desert a visit. On days 27 to 29, I began our travel through the desert. I felt like I'd been walking for days when I finally spotted the temple in the distance. As I got closer, I noticed there were pillagers outside of it. What were they doing here? I began to shoot arrows at them, poisoning and weakening them. Once they were low, I rushed at them and finished them off with my sword. Phew, that was a close one. I made my way into the temple to find the egg. I entered a large room, and there was an evoker standing right in front of the egg. Hey, that doesn't belong to you. The evoker laughed and said,
"With this, I'll be able to create an even more powerful ravager for our army. Attack him now, you stupid beast!"
I saw the ravager that I spoke to earlier. He looked like he was ready to charge at me. Wait, why? Why would you work for someone who treats you so poorly? The ravager looked confused by my comment and hesitated. The evoker was angry by this and started to attack me instead. I tried to fight back using my bow, but he was far too strong for me to fight right now. I had no choice but to run away.
Why didn't you attack him, beast? You do as I command you.
On days 30 to 32, I was traveling back to my base, saddened by my inability to stand up to any of my enemies. Man, I can't even defeat an evoker. How am I supposed to take on this warden? I decided it was a good time to get some upgrades for myself. I started to search for diamonds, and I was able to find enough to craft a sword, as well as a pickaxe. As I was leaving, I heard a noise and turned to see the rascal from the ancient city was standing there.
That's one.
That's one what? What's going on? I turned in one direction and began to walk off when I heard him call out that he was ready.
All right, find me again.
Find him again? Okay. I ran back and found him a second time.
All right, one more time.
One more time? What even are you? I walked off before turning around. I searched the cave and eventually found him. The rascal jumped with joy and then said,
"You win, buddy. Here's your prize."
He then dropped me a golden apple. Wow, I sure was hungry, so I decided to eat the apple. To my surprise, I grew into a full-size sniffer. I even had 20 hearts. I thanked the rascal and asked him if he would like to return with me to my base.
Nah, dude. I prefer living in caves. All right, bye now.
Okay, it was worth a shot. On days 33 to 35, I returned to my base, and everyone was shocked to see me fully grown. I was also impressed to see that Miros had also grown into an adolescent himself. Wow, looks like everyone's been eating well. I walked up to Nina and started to talk to her about the pillagers. Listen, I tried to fight back, but they were still able to get the egg.
You did everything you could, Fozo.
She said that my interaction with the Ravager had given her an idea and suggested we convince them to join us in our fight against the Warden. That's a great idea. I think the first priority, though, should be getting the egg back, but I'm not sure I'm gonna be strong enough to do it.
You're much stronger than you think. You just...
She was interrupted by a group of pillager scouts attacking our base. I jumped into action and started to fight them off. I needed to defend my friends. With my new diamond sword, these guys were no chance. I took most of them out, but one started to run off. I chased after him, knowing he would give away our location. As I ran, I realized I had a better idea. On days 36 to 38, I continued to follow the pillager, hoping he would lead me to where the evoker took the egg. As I was following him, the warden appeared. This guy is always here to ruin my plans.
I will find where you're hiding. You will never defeat me.
Yeah? Well, a friend told me that I'm stronger than I think, and I think it's time I listen to her. I shot an arrow at him, and I can tell it made him mad. We began to fight. I could tell with my new sword, he was still far too strong. Wow, I had a diamond sword and still, it did nothing. Maybe Dr. Blocks knows something that could help me. I had bigger issues at the moment, though. I was starting to lose hearts. This gave me an idea. You want me? Well, come and get me. I started to run in the direction the pillager had been, hoping I would find where he was going.
Get back here, you coward!
On days 39 to 41, I spotted a massive woodland mansion and knew this was where the pillager had been running to. I ran past the vindicators and turned back to see that the warden was fighting them.
You pests will pay for getting in my way!
This guy had some serious anger issues, but at least he was distracted for the time being. I started to search the rooms of the mansion and eventually found one that contained the sniffer egg. I grabbed the egg and turned to leave when I saw that the evoker was standing there right in my way.
You pesky sniffer! sniffer. You will not escape me this time.
He summoned Vexes, and they began to attack me. I started to fight back against them and took them down. He continued to attack me himself. I can tell I was hurting him as much as he was hurting me. Suddenly, the Ravager appeared, and he started to attack the Evoker with me. Wait, you're helping me now? Together, we were able to take him down. Listen, I need to take this egg to my base, and you should join me. I don't think it's safe for you to stay here.
I don't really have much of a choice now.
Great. Well, come on before that warden finds us. We started to make our way back home. On days 42 to 44, I returned to base. I realized I never caught your name. What is it?
It's Ronnie.
You're Ronnie the Ravager?
Yeah, is there something wrong?
No, nothing at all. I got to work constructing a house for Ronnie to live in. Once I was finished, I then made a structure for the egg. This fella is gonna need a place to live once they hatch. I was still in the building mood, so I decided to expand my house as well. It was starting to feel fit for an adult sniffer. Once I finished, I went to Dr. Blocks. Hey, do you know much about the warden and what his possible weaknesses are? He explained to me that the wardens were blind, but he had a great sense of hearing, making them easily distracted by noises. That makes so much more sense.
There may be some sort of weapon you could use to defeat him, but I'd have to do more research.
Well, while you do that, I think it's best I go and get some more upgrades. I started to search for diamonds, and after some time, I had enough to craft myself a pair of pants, as well as a helmet. I headed home to show off my shiny new armor. I returned to my base to show off my new armor, but before I could, I realized the sniffer. It hatched. I rushed up to him. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Vannon. Where are we? This world is so different from when I last walked the earth.
Wait, what do you mean from when you last walked on Earth? He told me that he had memories of the past from when sniffers weren't extinct.
Long ago, when sniffers walked the earth, the wardens became jealous that we had both sight and an enhanced sense of smell. The wardens hunted us down and did our best to remove us from the world. We tried to fight back with powerful weapons, but we were overrun before they could be constructed. Any sniffer that hadn't been converted to a ravager was killed off.
Do you know anything else about these ancient weapons? Unfortunately, he didn't. Man, well, do you know a way that we can convert the ravagers back to sniffers?
It is possible, but I would require a very strong potion.
I remembered. Steve was working on potions using the ancient seeds. Wait, this can all be connected. I have to go find him, and fast. On days 48 to 50, I arrived at Steve's base. Hey, remember those potions? Have you made any progress on them? I finally found what they need to be used for. We can cure the ravagers. Steve said that he made some progress with the brewing, but it was very advanced techniques, and he was not very experienced with it.
Maybe if you can get me some stuff from the nether, it can help us cure what you're looking for.
He told me that he was gonna need some glowstone, as well as a few nether warts for the potion. Alright, I'm gonna need a way to get in though. He pointed me to the right direction, and I took his portal to the nether. I then began to look for the items he asked for, and found all the glowstone Steve would need for his potions. I began to make my way back to the portal, but it was blocked by a group of piglins. What could they possibly want? As I approached them, they saw me and began to attack. I thought you guys were supposed to be neutral. I started to fight back, but was quickly being overrun by the number of piglins. They requested that I come with them now. Oh man, I had no choice but to surrender. On days 51 to 53, the piglins led me to their bastion and presented me to the king of piglins.
A sniffer in this world? I never thought I would see the day.
How does everyone seem to know who I am, but I don't know any of you guys?
I am sorry for the harm that you were caused by my men.
He continued to say that they had been patrolling this territory for a long time in search of ancient seeds. Apparently, they've gone missing too. In the wrong hands, these could be used to make devastatingly dangerous potions. They want to acquire them to keep them safe here. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
If you are able to locate these seeds, we will provide you safe passage back to the portal.
Okay, deal. I headed out with one of the piglins, who led me to the area they believed the seeds were. I started to sniff around, and after some searching, caught a scent. I followed it to a point in the ground and began digging. I uncovered the ancient seeds. The piglin was very happy to see them. I gave them to him, and he led me back to the portal, thanking me for his help.
I wonder what I can make with these.
I exited the portal at Steve's base and returned to where he was brewing the potions. I handed him the items I collected in the nether.
Hey, what took you so long?
Long story, but I hope this is everything you need to make the cure. Steve said it should be, but it was gonna take some time to brew. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Thanks, Steve. I headed off back toward my base, and when I returned, Dr. Blocks was there waiting for me and said,
I was able to uncover more information about these ancient weapons.
He started to tell me that the two ancient weapons had been used by the sniffers long ago. They were used to fight against against the wardens. So we actually could fight back against those guys? There was an obsidian forged sword, as well as a bow that was gifted to them by something that lived long ago.
If the bow is still intact, you can find it at this location.
He dropped me a map, and I thanked him for his help. As I was leaving base, Nina approached me and told me to be careful.
We all need you, Fozo.
Don't worry, Nina. I'll be safe. I promise. On days 57 to 59, I arrived at the location, and standing in front of me was a giant labyrinth. Whoa! Whatever I was looking for was on the other side of this. I began to wander through, hoping to find my way out. I had been traveling for some time when... Wait, I've seen this before? Am I going in circles? I was lost in this maze with no way out. I turned around to leave, but I realized I had lost all sense of direction.
Give up.
I heard a strange voice and looked around for the source. There was no one.
You are too weak to defeat anything, including the warden. You need to just stop it and give up.
The labyrinth itself was talking to me? Oh man, I was terrified. What if what he's saying is true? What if I'm not strong enough? I mean, I already didn't feel like I was, especially to defeat that warden.
You will never get out of here. Your species is doomed.
Is this place right? Was I gonna fail here and ruin my chances of survival for everyone? No.
You are much stronger than you think.
Believe, Fozo. I screamed out at the labyrinth. I will get through this place, and I will take out that warden if it's the last thing I do, and nothing, including you, can stop me. There was no responses, but suddenly the floor lit up a path. I guess I need to follow it. On days 60 to 62, I made my way out of the maze and into a large open room. I began to search for the bow, and I heard a voice.
A sniffer? Back in my domain?
A colossal spider emerged in front of me. I was no longer afraid, though. Who are you? She was the queen, mother of all spiders that roamed Minecraft. She said that long ago, she had aided the sniffers in their fight against the wardens, but feared she hadn't done enough, and they failed.
I am impressed by your determination through my labyrinth and your compassion to help the others.
How were you alive to see all of that?
I am older than almost any of the mobs that you know today. I provided your ancestors with this. Take it.
She dropped me a bow and some arrows. I picked it up and noticed it was a web bow that could be used to slow down enemies. I thanked the queen of the spiders, and she wished me luck in my battle with the warden. On days 63 to 65, I was on my way back to my base when I heard the distinct sounds of raid bells coming from a village. I rushed to the village and saw that it was swarmed with pillagers and ravagers. I took out my new bow and began to use it on them. Each time I shot the bow, a spider web would hit the target and slow it down. I heard the pillagers call out to the ravagers.
Hey, attack him, you stupid beasts!
The ravagers looked at me, didn't attack. I continued to fight back against the pillagers until they began to retreat. As they were fleeing, I saw one of the ravagers stop and look back at me. I wonder what he was thinking. The villagers thanked me for defending the village. Of course, you don't need to thank me. I hated those guys. To help them out even more, I decided to expand their farm and plant some of the ancient seeds I'd found. The villagers were very grateful for my help. To show their appreciation, they gave me an iron golem to bring to my base for protection.
Yeah, his name's Billy! Take Billy!
On days 66 to 68, I returned to base and noticed that everyone had been busy. The group had worked together, upgrading Dr. Blox's lab. Whoa, look at that thing. Dr. Blox told me that with the expanded lab, he was able to track down the other ancient weapons. Seriously? He said it was a sword that had been destroyed by the warden, but
I believe I can rebuild it with the right materials. There is some special obsidian located in a mountain not too far from us now.
Thank you, Dr. Blox. I don't know what I could do without you. I went over to check on everyone else. I showed Van and the bow that I'd been given, and he was amazed to see it.
Yeah, I remember when that was used in battle. Almost turned the tides, too.
I went over to Nina and saw that she had grown into a full adult sniffer.
I wanted to thank you for helping me. You make me feel safe in this scary world. I am so much less afraid because of how brave you are.
Well, thanks, Nina, but believe it or not, it was your encouragement that made me feel as strong as I do today. With my newfound confidence, I headed off toward the mountains. On days 69 to 71, I was on my way to the mountains when the warden approached me and said,
"The cowardly sniffer, face me and perish."
I am not afraid of you anymore, especially when I have this. I took out the web bow bow and began to shoot the warden with it. I can tell he remembered it and appeared to be frightened of it himself. While he was caught in the webs, I used my sword to attack him.
Where did you find that?
I refused to answer and just continued to attack. I was definitely weakening him, but I can tell that my sword was not gonna be enough. Finally, the warden hit me straight up in the air. And I was stunned for a second upon landing. The warden used this time to run off before I could trap him in the webs again. I wanted to chase after him, but I knew I'm gonna need that sword to defeat him. I continued on my journey to the mountains. I reached the mountains and headed into the cave entrance like Dr. Blocks had instructed me. I wasn't sure what I was looking for, but he said that I would know it when I saw it. As I was making my way further into the cave, I found a large vein of diamonds and stopped to mine them. With them, I was able to complete my armor set. I continued further into the cave and finally came to a spot that had this strange purple ore on the walls. This had to be the obsidian that Dr. Blocks told me about. I started to mine as much of it as I could. Once I had enough, I started to make my way toward the exit, but was stopped when I heard a noise coming from inside the cave. I began to follow the noise until I saw lava was pouring out of it. It was starting to rise towards me. I had to get out of the cave. I rushed to the exit and the lava was following right after me. I left the cave and headed home. On days 75 to 77, I made my way back to the base. I was very proud of myself. I mean, I wasn't even that scared of that lava, and I was able to escape all by myself. I handed the obsidian over to Dr. Blocks, and he was ecstatic to see what I collected.
That is excellent. I will begin working on the sword. I only need one more material to reconstruct it.
Before he could tell me where to find the material, Steve arrived at my base. I rushed over to him and asked him if he had been able to make the cure.
Yup, and I tested it out myself.
Oh, well, that's great news. Where is it? Steve looked at me and then started to explain as he finished the cure. His base was attacked by pillagers. He tried to fight back, but was overrun by all of them. He had to flee or risk dying. When he returned, the cure had been taken away. No, we needed that. Those pillagers are always ruining everything. Ronnie approached me and said that he knew where they would take this cure. Awesome, Ronnie. I'm gonna need that information. I grabbed some extra food and prepared to head out with him.
Can't go, Fozo. It's too dangerous.
Nina, I have no choice. I need to get this for everyone. I'll be safe. I headed off with Ronnie. On days 78 to 80, Ronnie led me to a massive structure. It was the Pillager headquarters. Listen, Ronnie, there's no more hiding or running. We're gonna be going in head first. We rushed into the base and began a fight with pillagers. Ronnie and I took out a lot of the pillagers on our way inside and noticed that the other ravagers looking at us. They must have been confused to see a ravager and sniffer fighting side by side with each other. We entered a building and I found the cure that Steven made. Okay, let's get out of here.
Wait, look what I found.
He dropped me a bunch of TNT and some flint and steel. I knew exactly what he wanted me to do. We went around the headquarters and dropped TNT everywhere. Okay, other ravagers, you might want to follow us. Once everyone was a safe distance away, I ignited the TNT, destroying the pillagers' base and taking them out for good. I told the ravagers why we were there and asked them if they wanted to come back to our base for the cure. Most of them accepted the offer. Great, guys, let's go home. We returned to base with the cure, and I was immediately approached by Nina, who said,
I'm so happy you're okay. I was worried something terrible might have happened to you.
No, of course not. I wouldn't let anything like that happen. I promise. I then went around and distributed the cure to all the ravagers that wanted to be changed back into sniffers. There were so many of us now. I was so proud that I've been able to save the species. Looks like we're all gonna make it. With all the new faces at my base, it was time to get to work. I got to work constructing everyone a house to live in. Once I was finished, Dr. Blocks approached me and started to explain that the last thing that he would need to construct was the sword.
There is a very old ore known as syncinacite. The sniffers used this to forge the sword.
He told me that he found it in an area that he believed could hold some, but wasn't sure where it would be. He dropped me a map to the location. I was gonna head out, but it was getting dark. I'll set out in the morning. On days 86 to 90, I woke up and said goodbye to everyone before setting off to where I hoped the ore was. I arrived at the area and noticed there was nothing here. Wait, what? Dr. Blocks has never let me wrong this entire time, and it can't start now. I started to search the area, but still found nothing. Where could this possibly be? I thought back to something Vannon had told me days ago.
Sniffers buried things long ago to prevent them from being found by enemies.
That's it! They must have buried them here. I used my nose and concentrated really hard. Suddenly, I smelled something. metallic? Okay, I started to dig up the dirt and found a strange yellow ore. This must be it. I started to mine as much of it as I could and then headed back toward my base. On days 91 and 94, I was back home, but it was destroyed. What happened here?
The warden came and attacked while you were gone. I tried to fight him off, but he was too strong for me. The worst part is that he took...
Nina! No. Where is she? I had to get her back. I was about to rush off when Dr. Blocks approached me, calmed me down. He said there was enough time to save her and defeat the warden, but I was gonna need that ancient sword. All right, well, here's the ore, but you need to hurry, okay? He ran off to his lab to finish the weapon. In the meantime, I had work to do. Miros and I went around and began to rebuild all the houses that had been destroyed from the warden. As we were finishing, Dr. Blocks came out holding a massive sword made out of obsidian.
This is the obsidian claymore, the sword that was forged in order to defend the sniffers from the wardens. With this, you should be more than enough to take out that warden.
I took the sword from Dr. Blocks and stormed off toward the ancient city, where I knew the warden would be. On days 95 to 99, I arrived at the ancient city. All right, warden, where are you?
Bozo, over here.
I saw Nina and quickly rushed to the cage. Oh my gosh, are you okay? I was so worried that something terrible happened to you.
I'm fine. I was scared at first, but I knew you would come to rescue me.
I was about to break Nina out of her cage when I heard the warden roar behind me.
Ah, look at the two lovebirds. Time to die together.
The warden rushed at me, but I pulled out the obsidian claymore. Oh, you're hesitating, huh? Are you scared? He must have recognized it from long ago. We began a fight, and every time I hit him with the sword, it was inflicting massive damage against him. The warden turned and ran, but before he fled, he grabbed something from one of the chests and ran off. Oh man. Okay, I need to get you out of here, Nina. Come on. I broke Nina out, and together, we traveled outside of the city. Once back home, everyone was very excited to see us.
Bozo, you're so brave. I'm so happy you found me.
Of course, Nina. I'm just glad you're safe. But there's still one matter that we need to put our attention to. On day 100, I was woken up by a massive explosion at my base. I rushed outside and saw the warden standing there.
I've been working on something, and I'm ready to unleash it.
He started to drink a potion, and he grew to a monstrous size. Oh man, was this possible? I realized the warden must have found a way to take the fruit from the piglins. Oh great. The warden began to use his sonic boom, and when it connected, it took away a bunch of my hearts. The potion not only increased his size, but his strength. I started to shoot webs at him to slow him down, and right after, I would rush at him with my sword. He hit me, and I went flying back into a building. I was starting to lose hope. I turned and saw Nina standing there. I jumped up and delivered a hit to the warden, sending him backwards.
You can do it, Bozo. We all believe in you.
I felt inspired and continued to fight back against him. I will not give up. My species belongs in this world.
Pathetic, Sniffer. This world will forget about you in no time.
I charged at him and delivered a critical strike, reducing him to his regular size. No, that's when you're wrong, Warden. I do belong here. The world won't forget about us because we aren't going anywhere.
No, you were never supposed to get these weapons.
Unfortunately for you, I had a great team that helped me. I jumped at him and delivered the final hit, taking him down. I'd done it. The Sniffers would stay in Minecraft forever. On day 1, I spawned in as a baby dinosaur. Check me out, I'm a triceratops. Jeez, I only had 5 hearts though, so I gotta be careful. I looked around. It seemed like I was in a forest biome. I wonder where the other triceratops are. Where's my parents? Before I could find them, a pack of velociraptors attacked me. Hey, back off! I tried to fight them off, but I had no weapons and I was down to 1 heart. That was enough to send me running. Luckily, I was small and able to get ahead of them, losing them in the jungle. That was close. I was low on health and hungry, but couldn't risk exploring without any tools or weapons. I scurried around and chopped down a tree, using the wood to make myself some quick items. Luckily, while I was chopping down a tree, I found an apple. That saved me. By now, it was getting dark, so I mined some stone quickly and fortified what looked like a cave entrance. I was about to turn in when I noticed a series of strange figures on the cave wall. What does that say? Subscribe to Fozo. Oh, hey, make sure you do. Words to live by. Tomorrow, I do some proper exploring. On day 2, I woke up and crafted the remaining stone into stone tools. Suddenly, I heard the ground shaking. Is it an earthquake? I better get out of here. I jumped out of the cave when I saw it. It was the biggest Spinosaurus I've ever seen. It could swallow me whole in 1 bite. Don't panic, Fozo. Don't panic. I ran back inside the cave and the Spinosaurus lunged after me, but it was too big to fit in. I waited until nightfall, mining the back of the cave for whatever I could find. Only 2 pieces of iron? I guess that was enough. With iron being annoyingly hard to find, I decided to upgrade my sword. If anything, this will be the thing I need the most around here. As night fell, I think my enemy left. I explored out, and I think I found the perfect place to call my new home. I quickly put it together, a small shelter for the night. I burned some wood to also also make some torches. I finally felt safe enough to rest. On days 3 to 4, I must have slept poorly because I had the worst nightmare. Everything was destroyed. There was fire everywhere. I looked up and saw a massive meteor looming over the planet. What does this mean? Is this the end of the world? I have to stop it. I woke up scared in the middle of the night. I walked outside. Wait, what is that up there in the sky? It looks like a star of some sort. I wonder if this has anything to do with my dream. The next morning, I was tired of being hungry, so I needed to start my own farm. I went out to find plants and seeds. Sweet. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Here, I bet I can find you some more. Give me a sec. I used my speed and size to forage around. Aha, here's some more. I hope this makes up for it. Luckily, the bird liked the flowers I found. Hey, we should be friends, you know. The bird liked that idea. She needed a name. How about Trixie? Sweet, my first friend. I needed to build a section of my base for my new friend. I got to work on making a small house. It's a start at least. Afterward, we started working on a farm so neither of us would go hungry. I stood back and took in our first little attempt at a home. What do you think, Trixie? Big enough for you? And I appreciate you too. Why do you guys go extinct anyway? Never mind. On days 5 to 6, we woke up to the house coming down around us. What the heck? It was a stampede of Brachiosaurus. Guys, stop. You're wrecking our house. But they couldn't hear me. It seemed like they were scared. I had to leave. After the stampede had passed, I went back to look at the house. Thankfully, Trixie was okay. It was totally trashed though. Well, at least it was only a little house. My upcoming base is gonna be much bigger. I spent the day gathering some stone to build my base with. I hope it makes it last longer. I decided then and there that my base needed to be big enough and strong enough to protect any and all dinosaurs at all costs. A place where herbivores and carnivores can live in peace. I got to work. On days 7 to 8, I needed to expand my food offerings. I headed out on the hunt for food. I hadn't gone far when I heard a fight. That's one mad chicken that was being attacked by a velociraptor. Just the one? Oh, I can take him on. I fought him with my iron sword. He hit me once or twice, but I was just that much stronger. Whew, that was close. Already stronger than day 1. Speaking of stronger, something happened. I changed, and I'm bigger now. Wow, I had 10 hearts. The chicken was in awe and agreed to come back with me. I'll give you a good life, buddy. Don't worry. We made it back to the base and found it was overrun by a bunch of smaller dinosaurs. Get out of here, you pests. We fought them off and repaired the damage they'd done. I also needed a place to put my new chicken friends. Here you guys go. A little pen just for you. You'll be safe with us, all right? And we'll protect you from those meat eaters. Don't worry. Don't worry, Trixie. I'll find some somewhere. Trixie told me that there might be some iron around the base of the volcano. Wait, volcano? I hope it doesn't go off. We settled in for the night. Tomorrow, it was time to go hunting. On days 9 to 10, I was looking for more iron when it led me to the base of a volcano. Whoa, the heat was intense. The trail led me to what looked like an ancient battle arena. I've got a really bad feeling about this. I snuck as quietly as I could inside. I'd barely made it in when I saw him. It was the Spinosaurus. He was rallying all of the predators.
Fellow predators, I have called you here today with a mission of great importance. I want each and every one of you to head to your biomes and destroy any herbivore you find. Eat them all and grow fat from strength.
I don't like the sound of that.
For too long have we let the plant eaters roam our lands without care. They eat up our biomes and act like it's theirs. Well, no longer. We will show them fear again.
I couldn't just stand by and listen. I jumped down and confronted him. You're out of line, man.
You again. I remember your scent. I never forget a meal. Time to be eaten.
What you're saying is wrong. We can live together. In fact, we have to. I had a vision of a great disaster coming. If we don't work together, all of us are done for.
Do you hear this weakling? He's trying to scare us with what? A vision? Come, predators. Let's give him something to really be afraid of.
Oh no. Guess I'm gonna have to fight them all. Suddenly the ground shook. Volcano. It's leaking lava. I used the distraction to escape, booking it as fast as I could down the mountain. Hope my base is as strong as I think it is. On days 11 to 13, I made it back to my base, careful not to be followed. I'd barely made it back when all of a sudden there was a flash of blinding light and a villager fell from the sky.
What time period is this?
Yo, villager, what are you doing here?
Talking dinosaurs. Brilliant! I always wanted to meet you creatures. My name's Nigel, and I'm from the future. I've come to warn you about the meteorite.
The meteorite. So my dream was real. I looked up at the sky and saw it. If it was that big, that far away, then it must be huge. That thing could wipe out the whole planet. Hey, can you help us out? The villager was all on board to save as many dinos as we could. Glad to have you on our team. I took him to my base and showed him around.
You know, little dino, I have a few ideas that might increase your chance of survival.
Nigel showed me a few schematics he had. One was of a huge telescope to monitor the meteor's progress. All he needed was some sand for the glass and iron to house it in. Sand I can do, but iron might be a little tricky. For some reason, it's rare in this time period.
Never fear, a nerd is here.
Luckily, he had brought back some tools from the future. An ore detector. There's a whole iron vein right beneath us. Thanks, dude. With the tracker, I got to work. Mining the ore was a breeze when I knew where it was. With a healthy supply of iron, we were able to build ourselves new tools and armor. I was feeling much better now, but I still had work to do. With some of the stone I'd gathered along the way, I built an outer wall for the base. Looking good. Afterwards, I made my way to a nearby river and dug up the sand I needed. With everything in place, I returned to Nigel and we got to work building the telescope. When we were done, Nigel promised to keep us updated.
I also have a few more things in the works. I'll let you know.
Thanks, man. Good to have you on our side. We'll try to keep you safe from the Spinosaurus, okay? On days 14 to 16, I was hoping to use the ore tracker to find some diamond when I heard a commotion outside the base. It was the velociraptors again. They were trying to get through my new wall and failing. I attacked them. This is what the Spinosaurus was talking about. Those herbivores are endangered. I couldn't just sit by. I made sure I had some iron armor and weapons along with plenty of apples to sustain me. Goodbye, guys. I'll be back with friends in no time. On days 17 and 19, I made my way out of the forest and into a new biome, the wetlands. I ran forward until I heard velociraptors. They had a little camp in that cave. I snuck towards them. What are they doing? They've captured something. It's a baby dinosaur. I need to save it, but there's too many. I needed to be clever, so I waited till nightfall and for the raptors to doze off. I carefully snuck around the sleeping raptors. The baby looked in bad shape. Here you go. Some food to help you up. Eat quickly. We have to get out of here. We started to leave, but the raptors woke up. We ran. I can't wait till I'm stronger. Hey, little guy, how are you holding up? Leave it to me. I can help. Lead the way. On days 20 to 23, the baby led me to his herd. Whoa, that one's huge. He thanked me for saving his young dino.
You are always welcome here. For saving my son. The predators have recently made our lives a misery, so any good is greatly appreciated.
Thanks. My name's Fozo. I'm building a sanctuary where all dinosaurs can live in peace. There's a great catastrophe coming in, and we need to work together to get through it.
We will work together, but some of our elders are dying from hunger. We've been cut off from our berry bushes and have no other source of food.
Hey, I can grab some berries and bring them back, no problem. The elder thanked me and wished me luck. I'll be back before you know it. As I traveled across the wetlands, I couldn't help but look up at the sky. It's getting closer each day. Man, I wonder how long I have to save everyone. I better hurry. On days 24 to 26, we found the sweet berries. Look at all that food. I started harvesting as much as I could carry. These will be great for my sanctuary. I'd almost filled up our inventories when there was a rustling in the grass. Uh-oh. I was charged by a huge dinosaur. That headbutt looks dangerous. I couldn't attack it head on, so I lured it next to a wall and bam! He headbutted the wall. Quick, while he's stunned, attack. He packed a punch, but he was no match for my armor and sword. Take that. The dinosaur was defeated. That must have been a huge battle because I noticed I'd grown again. 15 hearts. I gathered up the berries and made my way back to the herd. On days 27 to 29, I arrived. I gave the berries to the hungry herd members. I could see them gaining their strength back. Wait, what's that noise? Oh no. Not here. It was a Spinosaurus. Hey, you. I'm over here. Why don't you pick on me instead of those innocent herbivores?
They're not even worth my time, insect.
He began attacking the herd. The elder jumped in to defend his herd. He told me to get his people back to safety. I got the herd moving and we escaped into the forest. I turned back to see if I could help, but the Spinosaurus killed the elder. I'm sorry. Listen, my sanctuary is close, and I promise nothing will terrorize you guys there. They seem to believe me, but as we made our way into the forest, I felt the weight of my promise. What have I gotten myself into? On days 30 to 32, we returned to the base. I worked on getting the dinosaurs settled in by building them a small pool and planting all the sweet berries they could ask for. I started work on a large dinosaur statue, both to honor the fallen and to inspire hope to anyone who sees it. I just got the base of my statue finished when there was a scream. It was the baby dinosaur I helped earlier. It looked very injured.
Looks like she ate something poisonous. I have a brewing station, but I don't have the ingredients.
Well, what do we need? Maybe I can go find it. Sounds perfect. Can you show me where it is? Unfortunately, Trixie couldn't remember its exact location.
I might be able to help Trixie. Describe the fruit for me.
What are you doing, Nigel?
Apparently, the fruit has a very distinctive smell. Very pungent. 1 second. Aha, here it is. A smelloscope.
A what?
You just stick it up your nose and it will enhance your sense of smell. You'll be able to find those berries no problem.
Okay, well, here I go. Don't worry, little guy. I'll be back with that fruit before you know it. On days 33 to 35, I crossed out of the forest biome and started heading up and up this crazy tall mountain. My nose led me to a massive river. Jeez, how am I supposed to cross this? But wait, I can smell something across the way. The ancient grove must be nearby. I looked into the water and saw it was swarming with crocodiles. Those look nasty. I don't think I can make it if I decided to swim. So I got to work building a small bridge. As I tried to push forward, the crocodile attacked, knocking me off the bridge. I fell. I tried to swim, but the current was too strong and I was swept downstream. The river took me down down and down until that noise. Waterfall! I fell, but somehow I survived. That was a close one for sure. I tried to tower up with rocks and came across a small cave in the wall. Maybe it leads back to the top. I barely stepped back inside when there was a rumbling and entrance collapsed. Better watch where I swing my tail, I guess. On days 36 to 38, I was still in the cave. The tunnel went up and up, winding its way back and forth. Luckily, I had my ore detector and found a bunch of diamonds along the way. Score! I crafted a diamond pickaxe and sword, giving me the edge I needed. This must have been an ancient river. I wonder where all the water went. I'd been traveling for what felt like days when, all of a sudden, I came across an underground lake. There were a whole bunch of giant fish. To be honest, I wasn't looking. I'm on my way to the grove. If you show me how to get there, I'll see if I can get the water flowing again. The fish agreed to help and led me to a small tunnel at the back of the cave. Thanks, guys. I'll get that water flowing. I promise. On days 39 to 41, I made it back to the top of the waterfall. And look, there's the entrance of the ancient grove. I wish I could stay longer, but I was on the clock. Okay, where's that? Ah, there it is. I saw the fruit hanging from a nearby tree. If only I was taller. I looked around to see if I can climb on something. When I saw the lake that the fish was talking about. What's that? Is that a dam? I got to work smashing it up until a pteranodon swooped down and attacked me. I had to fight back. Take that! After a few hits, the pteranodon was defeated. I took care of the dam and watched the water flow. With the river restored, all the fish were able to swim back into the grove. Hey, no problem, guys. I then went back to go grab some of the sacred fruit. Thanks, guys. I'm building a sanctuary nearby. You can totally come live there. They all agreed. Time to go save my friend. On days 42 to 44, I returned to the base. I gave Nigel the fruit I found and he got to work. While we waited, Nigel told me that him and Trixie had been working on an idea. Let's hear it, Nigel.
Well, we were thinking about our meteor situation, and we were wondering if we couldn't try, well, I don't know, shooting it with lasers. It might work.
Lasers? Now we're getting spicy. What do you need? Nigel gave me the schematic. Man, we'll need way more diamond for this, but I'll keep an eye out.
Thank you, Flozo. It's a long shot, but it just might work. Oh, seems our potion is ready.
Perfect. Give it to me. I'll take it to him. I fed the antidote to the baby and hope for the best. He'll be better soon, I promise. I got to work getting the base ready for the fish. I expanded the lake and used the diamond I dug up in the cave to make a single set of armor and a new sword. I decided to keep working on my statue. Suddenly, I heard a roar. I ran to the wall to see a dinosaur running away. If he makes it back to the Spinosaurus, then we'll really be in trouble. I chased after it and defeated it before it could reveal our base location. That was a close one. I really needed to upgrade my armor if I'm gonna eventually take on their head leader. On days 45 to 47, I set out with the villager's ore detector to find diamond. Let's see. It's picking something up. Diamonds! I mined as many as I could, filling my inventory. Now the base and my gear will be much more reliable. I was on my way back to the base when I heard something close. Oh, it was a Stegosaurus. It was injured. The Stegosaurus was in bad shape. I led him back to my base. A few berries later, and he was feeling much better. He told me where to find his tribe, far out in the desert. They were being hunted by a terrifying predator. I gathered some food and reinforced the rest of my gear with the diamond I'd found. Here you go, Nigel. The diamond you need. I'll help you build it up when I get back. I told the villager and Trixie to keep mining and set off. On days 48 to 50, I followed the Stegosaurus' instructions out of the forest, across the wetlands, and out into the sand-blasted dunes. Glancing upwards, the meteorite just seemed to get bigger and bigger with every passing day. Just focus on helping as many dinosaurs as you can. Pteranodon, get down here. It flew away. Still, I didn't like that whoever was attacking the Stegosaurus would know I was coming. I had to keep moving forward, though. On days 51 to 54, I found the Stegosaurus' herd. I was about to run up to them when something big came out of the sand dune. It was an Allosaurus, and a giant one. The Allosaurus attacked the Stegosaurus. No, leave them alone. I ran in and fought back as best as I could, but the Allosaurus was too strong. I need to lead him away. Come on, follow me. I led the Allosaurus into the desert, but it was fast, and it got a few hits in. Man, that hurts. I'm going to need to upgrade my armor if I'm going to have to face this beast. Still, as a Triceratops, I could run for days. Keep up. I ran off towards the desert. On days 55 to 57, I managed to shake the Allosaur. I tried to loop back where I left the Stegosaur, keeping an eye over my shoulder the entire time. Where are they? Better question, where am I? I was beginning to lose hearts. I pushed on, and my hunger was getting really low. Just one more dune. They have to be around here somewhere. Wait, what's that? It looks like an oasis. It wasn't a mirage. That water was refreshing. Ow, what the heck? It was more of those alligators. Suddenly, there was a sound of heavy feet on sand, and an ankylosaurus came in and and attack the alligators. Wow, thanks, man.
I hate those things, always biting my ankles. Plus, they stole my eggs. Who are you, young dinosaur?
I'm Fozo. I'm trying to save the Stegosaurus herd that's nearby, but I got attacked by a huge Allosaurus, and now I'm lost.
The Stegosaurus are good friends of mine. I'd love to help, but those fish stole my eggs, and they took them into that underwater cave down there. Well, I can't swim.
Maybe I can help. I know how to swim. The Ankylosaurus thanked me and told me to rest up at the oasis. I knew I needed to get my strength for tomorrow. On days 58 to 60, I swam down into the oasis. The cave was narrow, but I was able to fit, gathering any and all the food I could find. Fish, seaweed, it's all good for someone. Eventually, I found them. The eggs. I snatched them up. They'll be safe with me. No sooner had I grabbed them when a dinosaur appeared out of the gloom. Sorry, dude, but I'm not fighting that. No way. Luckily, I made my way back to the surface.
My eggs! Thank you, kind sir. Please, keep them safe for a while longer as we look for those Stegosaurus.
I got upgraded to 25 hearts. Now let's find those Stegosauruses. He led me out into the desert. Hang on, guys. We're coming. On days 61 to 63, the Ankylosaurus led me back to where I'd left the Stegosauruses. There was none of them in sight. We searched for them, but then spotted the Allosaurus in the distance.
As long as that beast roams the lands, there's no peace for anyone.
You got that right. Let's follow him and see what he's up to. We spent the day following the Allosaurus, careful not to be spotted. He eventually led us to a cave beneath the sand. We could hear what sounded like an animal in distress coming from inside. I wanted to help. My Ankylosaurus friend told me to wait until the coast is clear. It would be safer for us and the captive if we can get in unseen. On days 64 to 66, we snuck into the Allosaurus' cave. In it, we found a bird mother and the Stegosauruses. Your daughter? Trixie? I know where she is. We'll get you out of here and you can take care of her. Just before we were about to free her, the Allosaurus appeared. No more running. This ends now. We both attacked. The battle was fierce, but brief. The Allosaurus fell and was defeated. With him dealt with, we freed the mama bird and the remaining Stegosaurus herd. On days 67 to 69, we were making good progress until disaster struck. One of the Stegosauruses fell into a tar pit. I tried to reach her, but I couldn't without getting stuck myself. What should I do? We were in the desert. I couldn't find anything to pull her out with. I'll see if I can find help. Hello? Anyone? Please, I need help. Suddenly, a herd of Brachiosauruses appeared. Man, I'm glad I've ran into some fellow herbivores. I need help. My friend is stuck in a tar pit. The leader agreed to help. Okay, thank you. Follow me. The Brachiosaurus used its strength to pull the Stegosaurus free. Close one. Thank you guys so much. You should all come to my sanctuary. I'm trying to keep all the dinosaurs safe from the meteor that's coming. The Brachio explained that the pteranodons had been pestering herds for days. I pointed all my new friends towards my base and decided to tackle these pests once and for all. On days 70 to 72, I found the pteranodon's nest. Man, that's really high up. Still, I was much stronger now and made the climb with ease. I finally got up to them, and they attacked me immediately, but they were no match for my new strength. I defeated them. I was about to leave when I saw chests that could be looted. I looted the nest, gathering up some health potions, some food, and 3 gems. I'll ask my villager friend about that when I get back home. With my spoils in my hand, I climbed back down and found the Spinosaurus waiting for me on the bottom.
I wondered who was sticking their horns in my business.
Wherever a herbivore is, I'll be there.
You stand with the weak. You'll die with them too.
It attacked, but I was stronger now too. We were evenly matched. Whenever I lost hearts, so did he. We were both low health. I can't risk it. Luckily, it seemed he thought the same thing. He was retreating. I watched him go before turning and heading back to the base to heal up. Trixie was reunited with her mother. I helped the Stegosaurus and the Brachiosaurus settle in. I expanded my base to accommodate such massive creatures. Here you guys go. Hut's big enough for the both of you. Help yourself to as much greenery as you need. With my base expanded, I turned in for the night. What a week. On days 73 to 75, I got to work finishing my base and working on the dino statue. I built up the walls, putting the final touches on the paddocks for my friends big and small. I stood back and took it all in. All that work, all my new friends, I hoped it would be enough. But looming above us was that meteorite, bigger than ever.
Oh, Fozo, the laser is finished. Would you like to give it a test fire?
A test fire? Do I? I followed him to the laser. I prayed this could work.
Calibrate the Y angle, account for Z. Okay, let it rip.
Here goes nothing. Wait, nothing happened.
As I feared, Fozo. If only lasers could solve all of life's problems.
Well, that might not have worked. But what about these? Can these help? I showed the gems to my villager friend. Surely he would know something about this.
Oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I need for my time machine. Some of it, at least.
If we build one, we can escape to your future. Brilliant. We went over the plan and drew up a list of materials I would need. I would need ancient gold, obsidian,
obsidian and 1 ender pearl? Well, where am I gonna get ancient gold? I guess I gotta start looking. I set the tracker and it got a signal. It's a long way away though. I stocked up and hit the road. This plan is crazy, but it might just work. On days 76 to 78, I found the signal into the ice biome. Not a place for a dinosaur. It was freezing and I was worried about keeping my hunger and health up. Glad I brought some berries with me. These really do come in handy. I made my long journey across the ice biome, stopping to rest in whatever caves and valleys until I came into a massive frozen ocean. And in the distance, there was a temple. That's where the tracker says I'll find gold. But first, I need to be careful crossing this ice. If I fell in, I knew I'd be done for. I was only a couple steps from the temple when something moved beneath me. What was that? Just then, the biggest dinosaur I'd ever seen smashed through the ice. Luckily, a few of the blocks looked sturdy enough for my weight, and with some platforming, I was able to make it to the temple steps. Phew! I made it. The temple awaits. On days 79 to 81, I made it inside the temple. It was ancient, all right. I thought only dinosaurs existed in this time period. Who could have built this? Just then, the tracker started to ping. The walls! They're made of the ancient gold and obsidian that I was talking about. Suddenly, I heard movement. I'm sorry, guys. I thought this place was... Huh? It was a Parasaurolophus.
Halt, trespasser. Why are you destroying my castle?
I'm sorry. I didn't know this place was still inhabited. If you don't mind me asking, did you guys build this?
Of course we did. We built this place to shelter us from the meteorite, and you're wrecking it.
Well, I need some of this gold to help my other dinosaurs. Do you mind if I take a few?
Take apart our mighty base? I think not, Hornhead. Our walls shall never crumble.
He was furious. I didn't want to get attacked so far from home, so I thought of a deal. Hey, that huge dinosaur outside, he's probably giving you some trouble, right? What if I took care of him and you let me keep some of this gold and obsidian? He agreed. I gathered my ore and headed back out to face the huge dinosaur. For days 82 to 86, I decided to get creative. No way was I just gonna jump in there with that monster. Time to employ some modern day thinking. I used some of the materials from the temple to build myself an iron cage. Okay, I'm ready for you. Let's see if this works. The monster attacked. He hurt the cage, but not me. He was tough, but I was persistent, and eventually it was defeated. I did it. Whoa, what's going on? 30 hearts. I'm definitely the strongest I've ever been. I got back to the shore, and the Parasaurolophus was waiting for me.
Go with our blessing, Fozo. We hope your base is as strong as ours.
Thank you. I hope so too. I returned to my base on days 87 to 91. Tired, but excited to build the villager's time machine. I made it inside my base and gave the golden obsidian to him. All we needed now was an ender pearl. Where are we gonna find one of those? Suddenly, an enderman teleported in. Hey, that was convenient. I made the mistake of looking the enderman in the eyes and he attacked me. I killed the enderman and he dropped the pearl. Exactly what I need. I helped Nigel build the time machine, but he told me I needed a few days to charge. A few days? Oh, that's cutting it close.
You can't mess with time travel. One false move, and we're all lost in the Ice Age.
I couldn't just sit around doing nothing, so I finished my dinosaur statue. There, a beacon for all animals everywhere. On days 92 to 95, I woke up to the ground shaking. Wait, this isn't just a footstep, it's an earthquake. Trixie ran in, telling me that the volcano that was nearby was about to erupt. It's a Spinosaurus. I know it. He can't smash his way in, so now he's gonna flood the base with lava. I ran outside and saw all my friends panicking. Hey guys, calm down. No way am I gonna let that guy take us out that easily. I'll head up that volcano and stop him. Everyone seemed to trust me. Great, now I hope I can pull it off. Before I left, I met with each of the dinos I'd saved. They thanked me and promised to lend me some of their power when the time comes. Thanks guys. I hope I won't have to use it, but I'm proud to call you my friends. I looked up. The meteorite was right on top of us. I hope my base would hold, and if that failed, I hope the machine would be charged enough. On days 96 to 98, I ran as fast as I could towards the volcano. Every biome I crossed, I saw mobs panicking. Hey guys, calm down. I have a base. It's back that way. We're all in this together. I made it to the base of the volcano. There was lava already pouring down its sides. The Spinosaurus was waiting. I thought back to the beginning of my journey and how big and scary he seemed then. Well, I'm bigger and scarier too. Let's see how he can handle it. On day 99, I made my way back to the arena and prepared myself for a fight. It's time to settle this.
Well, look who it is. Here at the end of the world, my final prey. I told you you would never escape.
Don't you see? Us fighting is pointless. That meteorite is coming and it's gonna wipe all of us out. It's not too late to come back with me.
Live with you? An herbivore? Ha! I'd rather die.
Your choice then. This is long overdue. I lunged at him, but he was huge. My attacks did damage, and so did his. I don't know if this is gonna work. I have to fight smarter, not harder. Wait, he's top heavy, right? Maybe if I get one good hit on his ankle. There we go.
No!
He slipped and he fell off the platform. The lava will take care of you. With him gone, I needed to get back to my base. On day 100, the meteorite hit. The sound was deafening. I looked up and I could see it. It was right on top of us.
The time machine, it's ready. Come on, let's go. you!
You heard him. Everyone get to the time machine now. I stayed until the very end, making sure every dino made it through. I looked around what I'd built. If it hadn't been for me, we wouldn't have even made it this far. I jumped into the time machine. Trixie, we're alive. We did it. Hey, where are we though? Is that a fence?
Well, I might not have been entirely honest with you. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Oh man, this might be worse than the meteor.